Look at that. Hi, everyone. Hi, friend. Steve Dangle here, and welcome to another episode of Watch the Stanley Cup Playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. It's the BOA, buddy. BOA. That's a dang it? No. Although Game 4 featured at least a couple of those. Here's the dang it, though. Well, it depends who you ask. If you ask a Flames fan and if you ask a neutral fan, they would call the series being over tonight a dang it. Oilers fans, it's nothing against you. It's just watching hockey's fun. And if the Oilers win tonight, well, as a neutral observer, that would take away my hockey. The Oilers can punch their ticket to the Final Four with a win tonight. Not only would they win the Battle of Alberta and win the right to be, just so obnoxious for the next year. Oh, pray for Flames fans over the next year. You're talking to a Leaf fan whose team just blew a 3-1 series lead to Montreal. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. It's sucked. It has not been a good time. And then they lost in the first round again. But we're not here to talk about them. Flames fans, you're going to have a real tough time if Edmonton gets the win tonight. That being said, another cautionary tale from me. Not all 3-1 series leads are guaranteed. If you know what I mean. Calgary, Game 5. They have home ice advantage. That's a start. Wes McCauley, Eric Furlat, those are the officials for tonight. Those were the officials for Game 1. The only game that Calgary has won so far. That's a start. But I'll tell you what also happened in Game 1. Calgary had a 6-2 lead. They dominated Edmonton. 6-3, 6-4, 6-5, 6-6. Edmonton ties the whole thing. So in your only win so far, the Calgary Flames blew a 4-goal lead. Not good. Not great. Yucky. So, what do you need? You got to find a way to shut down Connor McDavid. Way easier said than done. Evander Kane's supposedly not playing at 100%. Wild for a guy who's already got 12 goals. Leon Draisaitl, obviously not playing at 100%. And I've never seen a guy outside of maybe Alexander Ovechkin put up this many points, essentially standing still. Zach Hyman having himself a series. Mike Smith, solid, but beatable, especially from about 130 feet. Couldn't believe that goal. But if the trend continues tonight, where the Flames have the second best goalie, or at very least, they get a Jake Markstrom who is less than the Jake Markstrom they got in the regular season, it's going to hurt. If they have a Selke candidate in Elias Lindholm, who's a -3, it's going to hurt. If they can't stay out of the box, it's going to hurt. If they can't protect the front of the net, it's going to hurt. And if Markstrom is going to be a goaltender, he has to tend the goal and not give the puck away to give Edmonton what is essentially an automatic lead 20 seconds in. This is easily the silliest series. Rangers and Hurricanes has been pretty silly too. You could argue it's got the most anger and animosity. Blues in Colorado, yeah, it's mostly around one guy. Rangers and Hurricanes just decided, no. I hate all of you. They just don't like each other and they want to fight. This is a little bit of that with maximum chaos. Maximum chaos. Do we have time before puck drop to hawk merch? I would like to hawk some hockey merch Because we sure do. Excellent. Let's hawk it. Shopsportsnet.store. It's a website, you see, where we sell Dang It's merch, Hat Picks merch. I got the toddler version of this shirt. Isn't that adorable? So adorable. If you go to shopsportsnet.store, we have all sorts of stuff. Mugs, beer steins, 32 Thoughts merch, but we don't talk about that. Get Hat Picks, get Dang It's, Steve's Paddle Save Emporium. Will we get one of those tonight? Who will it be? Markstrom or Mike Smith? Ooh, can we make that a chat poll? Look at me making all the producers' jobs harder. Let's get a poll going in the chat. Which goalie will make a paddle save first? Mike Smith or Jake Markstrom? We might see neither. Who knows? We also got questions in the chat. If you want to ask me a question, put it in the chat. Aideen, score prediction. Who wins? See, you always ask me the sneaky question. There has to be a normal game at some point, right? Like a game where a team doesn't blow like a 3-goal lead, where they don't give up like a 130-footer, they don't give it away. There has to be a somewhat calm and boring game at some point. And with Daryl Sutter's team facing elimination at home, I think this might be it. 3-2. I'll say Calgary, but I'm not confident. I think Edmonton might close it out here. 50-50 shot. Yeah, no, I know. There's only 2 teams. Shut up. I know. Jared, will the Oilers pursue a goalie in the offseason? Well, okay, here, let me take a look at their cap situation. Because I know Mike Smith is locked up to, I believe it's $2.2 million next season, but it's Mikko Koskinen who comes off the books. Here we are. And I believe they got Stuart Skinner, who I think we saw enough out of him this season that dude should be getting a full-time job, right? At least as the backup, at least. And then there's probably a pretty good chance he takes over starting duty at some point, or at very least for stretches. He is signed through next season. League minimum. Unreal. Dude played 13 games this year and had a .913 in a season where save percentages basically tanked league-wide. And he was real solid in the AHL with the Bakersfield Condors as well. .920 save percentage. Jay Woodcroft would be definitely familiar with him as well, so he can cater to his needs. If you do pursue a goalie, you maybe get someone who can like push from the minor leagues, but I actually think, a lot of people focus on that Mike Smith contract. I think a tandem of Stuart Skinner and Mike Smith is stronger than Mikko Koskinen and Mike Smith, in my humble opinion. Although Koskinen has sort of gotten his act together a little bit. They might pursue a goalie, but I don't think it'll be the big move that you think it's going to be. What else we got before puck drop? Smith is winning the poll at 41%, Markstrom at 29%, and neither is beating Markstrom at 30%. Mike Smith, I think the paddle save is the save of chaos. And Mike Smith is for sure all about chaos. So I think you're right. E2, can the Flames come back? What do they have to do? They can definitely come back. What they have to do is play good when the game is actually close. And I thought they dominated the game once it was 3-0. But isn't that how it's supposed to work? Like, isn't that how this works? The Oilers ran the Flames show last game, I thought. Like, outside of the Oilers scoring 20 seconds in. We talked about it all game during game 4. Did the Flames have the majority of offensive zone time? Yes. Were they able to do anything with it? Did they look dangerous at all? No. No. The Oilers did a great job clogging up the neutral zone, stuffing the Flames at the blue line, and when the Flames did get in, they would have the puck for an eternity, but it would be right to the outside, right to the walls, and whenever they tried to throw it into the middle, the Oilers would receive it and get it out and carry it out. One thing the Flames did really poorly is they were never able to carry it out. And every time they dumped it out, this is when the score was close. They got better at this as the game went on. When the Oilers sort of went into a shell a little bit. But the Flames weren't able to effectively use the air. Like, they were able to clear the zone, which is good. Means you're not going to get scored on. Not then, anyway. But they would give it straight to the Oilers and they wouldn't be able to retrieve it. So they got to be able to carry it out. They got to be able to carry it in. And they got to be able to get quality scoring chances, not muffins from the outside. I think that's going to be really important. Calgary's not a team designed to score muffins. Like, that's a bang and crash team. And, like, the Oilers have done a good job in the slot and everything, but, like, if you're Calgary, that's been your bread and butter all year. I don't understand why you're shying away from it now. Synergy. Is Connor McDavid getting the recognition he deserves? Okay. It's a funny question, but I get it. Yes and no. He's getting the recognition he deserves because he's sort of getting, I mean, everyone's talking about him right now. He leads the playoffs with 20. I'm just looking at it right now. He leads the playoffs with 25 points. Draisaitl has 22. The next closest player is Nikita Kucherov with 15. Oh, and he's tied with Evander Kane. That's the whole top line for Edmonton. That is absolutely ridiculous. So I do think he's finally getting the props he deserves. But the props he deserves is probably... The props he's getting is still probably not even enough. He's that head and shoulders above everybody else. A truly just a dominant, masterful player. I love watching him play. I love watching the things he can do because I know every time he hops over the boards, he's going to do something unexpected. But he does something to defensemen that I haven't seen since I was at Game 1, 2016 Stanley Cup Final against it was the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the San Jose Sharks. I was at the Bonino game, so I missed the call in the broadcast because I was actually there. And when Sidney Crosby jumped over the boards during that Stanley Cup Final, you could just see the body language of all the Sharks defensemen go, no, 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 no. Like, they were scared. It was sort of, you ever seen that clip of Alex Pietrangelo where he's mic'd up and Nathan McKinnon is charging at him? And he goes, oh, boy. Everyone is in oh, boy mode. That little spinorama that he did at full speed against the Flames, go watch Matthew Tkachuk. He has no idea what to do. Like, he just sort of goes, ugh. And, like, he almost falls over because McDavid is made of vapor. And, like, he just, he's a unbelievable player to watch. And the body language of every player on the Flames is awful every time McDavid hops over the boards. We are at the anthem. Man, we need to stop giving the Canadians such a hard time. Battle of Alberta loves its long pre-games, eh? That's okay. Gives us more time to talk. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Del Tago. How is Drew today? Is he stressed about the Avs? Oh, boy. So usually I can expect the list of dangets to come through by like 11 locally, lunch, something like that. I woke up to it this morning. I woke up to the list of dangets. And I said, dude, you were up so late last night. Like, why? He's like, I was just like, I couldn't sleep. I was too mad. Dude, they were up 3-0. Blew it. McKinnon scores that goal. One of the most ridiculous goals of these playoffs. To go up with less than 3 minutes to go. They blow it with plenty of time remaining. And then they lose in overtime. Dude, Game 6 is in St. Louis. Take it from someone who makes a living cheering for the Leafs. Game 6 on the road after a loss like that. Game 5 in overtime. Yep. Been there. And I didn't like it. Avs are a really good team, but I'm just saying they wouldn't be the first team to blow it. Eric, what's the cutest thing Iggy has done this week? I missed the victory puppy. So Iggy is my dog. You might have actually just seen him. I'm not sure. He got up and left. But cutest thing he's done this week? Exist. He's a golden doodle. And with that, opening face-off in Calgary. Flames, Oilers, Game 5. Flames win. We get a Game 6 on Saturday. Oilers win. They're the first team in the Final Four from the Western Conference. And here we go. We're nearing the 20-second mark. Neither team has scored. But here comes McDavid. Sorry, that's the standard. Remember, I've only streamed 2 games from this series, games 1 and 4. And they've scored 3 goals in the first minute in those 2 games. We're still not through the first minute. Will the streak continue? I'd tell you to make that a poll question, but it's going to be over too quick. Here come the Oilers. Oh, my God! And Markstrom makes the save. There's still 6 seconds left in the first minute. But he stops the first shot. Zach Hyman, by the way, having himself a series. What's he got? 5 goals? Been following the Oilers on social media. He just looks like he's having the best time. Fans on that one a little bit. Will the Oilers score in the next 6 seconds? Or maybe the Flames? Fire it from the offensive blue line. Fire it. And with that, this is the first game I have streamed of this series where a team hasn't scored in the first minute. Wow. This harkens back to the dead puck era. This is a game from 1998, 99. Oh, grabbing a guy's stick out of his hands. Yeah, that's pretty dead puck here. You missed about 3 holds and 5 cross checks though, as the Oilers ice the puck. Exactly 90 seconds in, Markstrom has been tested. He made a stop. Mike Smith has not. Flames not so good on the execution there, but a little bit more crisp. Is Smith wearing a different mask? Does he have a different mask home and away and I just haven't noticed? Remember, I can't hear the broadcast, which is why I was so confused when the Flames tied it in Game 4. At the point, Zadorov puts it on. That, to answer your question from earlier, is around, that's about the sort of thing the Flames need to do in this game. They were trying shots from the point, but they were useless. They weren't making it anywhere near the net. They weren't making it anywhere near danger. That maybe wasn't the most dangerous chance, but it could have been. It was a deflection. I think you're offside there, bud. Oilers ice. Again. Just over 2 minutes in.
trying to work the puck down low. Watch Dubé going to work nice and hard. And
Nuge can't get it off Dubé. That's a good move. You got to wonder, because Nuge sort of let up. Like last year, I mean, you lay the lumber on him, you get a good cross-check in. Does it get called? I don't know. But you see him sort of let up on that play. Whoa! Follow the bouncing puck, man. This has been such a silly series. Michigan? Why not? No. Oilers are about to lose the zone, and almost a breakaway. Flames are about to lose the zone, I meant to say. Sorry, I confuse the Flames for the Oilers all the time. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's chill. Relax. Relax. I know. I heard you freak out through the screen. It's funny, okay? It's funny. Listen, from Toronto, I've had a miserable couple weeks, okay? Let me have fun. That's why I'm watching this fun series, to have fun. Coleman. It's deep. Good hold by Calgary. Almost gets to it in the slot. Pardon my cough. Markstrom, if you're a goaltender. All right, that was helpful. Good job. Gali Yarncroke, one of the Flames acquisitions. Around the deadline, gets it in. Lucic fighting for it. To Foley, there's another one of the acquisitions. 3 guys who the Flames traded for on one line. Zadorov, there's another guy the Flames traded for.
Ontario, DraftKings Sportsbook has arrived. Now you can legally bet same-game parlays.
Keep getting these allergy-induced cough attacks. Beg your pardon. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends.
As you mentioned, what Tanev brings, he has really helped Shillington again. I noticed Shillington.
Chris Tanev returning to the Flames lineup last game. A welcome addition. Obviously. I thought Shillington had a lot of pop last game. When the Flames were getting crushed 3-0, I thought he was about their only player playing well. Flames will ice the puck and it'll come all the way down for them.
Well, he was getting questioned about the top line, and you have to give Edmonton credit. Maybe his players have been doing all they can, but Edmonton has been a little bit better. I didn't really expect that from Daryl Sutter, but he is trying to find a way to motivate his players.
What's your favorite Flames jersey? I know a lot of people like this one for nostalgia purposes. I don't think any of them are bad. I like the ones with black on the forearms because it just reminds me of the best years of Jerome McGinley, who I loved growing up, especially with Team Canada. Whoop! Flames get it out.
Darnell Nurse ahead, deflected deep by Pugliarvi. And Markstrom there to stop it up. And here comes Shillington. Scored a goal in game 3.
Shillington again with the speed. Helps the Flames break out, break in, break out. Oh my God, things are happening too fast to react. Here come the Oilers the other way. Oh, Kane to McDavid. Flubs it a little. Where to go? Puck went up in the air, lands back down. Flames get it out. But you see the shocking speed of this line. Like, is it bad body language from the Flames, or is it just how you have to react when the fastest player on earth is flying at you? Still only one shot in this game, and it's over 5 minutes in. Watch that change. Whoa! How did that not end up as a shot on goal? I don't think it did. How didn't that result in a chance? McDavid goes up the other way. He's got Yamamoto. But they have to go off for a line change. Yamamoto, great job holding on to that puck. The Flames turn it back the other way. This looks a little bit more the way it did towards the end of Game 4, where the Flames are dictating the majority of the game, and the Oilers are happy to react and retaliate.
Warren Fogle with that short pass to Nurse, who gets it back from McLeod, and the Oilers move in, long-range shot.
Stop by Markstrom. There's shot number 2 of the game. We've got 2 shots so far, and they're both muffins. Whoop. Toffoli gets it in deep for Lucic. Oh, man, is one of you going to go off for a penalty? They were sort of doing the chicken dance together, Lucic and Kulak. Nah, Game 5 of the second round. We've been talking about the changing of the standard of officiating in these playoffs. Yeah, in the first round, though, kind of always goes that way. And then second, third, fourth is when it dips. I wonder if we're going to get a look at that Lindholm chance. I can't believe he didn't score that. There's Toffoli flipping it into the corner for Lucic. Like, I don't know, man. Looks like a hold to me. I don't know, man. Looks like interference to me.
Trying to make his presence felt, Lucic so far.
Dude, go back and watch the 2011 Stanley Cup Final, Bruins Canucks. And just the wild stuff the Bruins got away with in that series. Here come the Oilers. Bit of a turnover. And again, just kind of an easy save there for Markstrom. This isn't good for the Oilers. I mean, Flames don't have a shot on goal. That's even worse. But that's a save right in the chest for a goalie who's been shaky, letting him get into his groove. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends that we will be right back. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. In the chat, when I asked which was the best Flames jersey, a lot of you saying the Blasty jersey, which is the horse head, and also the reverse retro, which I believe, isn't that also Blasty? It shouldn't work. It should be stupid. It should be a jersey that we call as bad as the Mooterus that the Stars have, and yet it rules. Whoa! Almost a huge hit from Coleman, and it creates a turnover. Backlund loses the puck. The Flames have had 2 really good scoring chances, and neither resulted in a shot on goal. McDavid breaks it in to the corner. Anderson carries it out. Here comes Mangiapane with Backlund. Shoots. High and wide. Mangiapane is such a great puck hunter. even when the Flames are playing poorly, it feels like good things always happen when he's on the ice. And there's another dangerous-looking opportunity for the Flames. No shot on goal. Oh, they did have a shot on goal. I guess Smith made the glove save there on the initial. Bit of a risky play from Shillington, but it pays off. Gaudreau to Lindholm. Up and out. There you go. Took the TV timeout. He said, all right, it's a little boring. Man, Coleman almost trucked Keith. Oh. And then McDavid getting back, preventing the shot. There's Mangiapane's deflected pass. Yeah. Oilers averaging 18 blocks per game in this series.
Almost 8 minutes in for Calgary. Lindholm, Gaudreau, Tkachuk, but against the new
That's a Flames face-off win. Tanev gets it deep. Flames have had the puck a lot, but it hasn't exactly added up to shots on goal.
Shillington ahead, one touch for Tkachuk on the left wing, doesn't reach the intended target.
Possession hasn't exactly been an indicator of success for the Flames in this series, has it? There's Zach Hyman, 2-on-1, and it works. But the Flames retrieve it. Ceci holds it at the line, puts it on! Oh, harrowing moment for the Flames. Rebound. Flames, oh boy, that's a confident pass. They managed to avoid the majority of the danger, and Johnny Gaudreau happy to hand it off to one of his defensive pals, Erica Branson. Now, God, the Oilers need so little to be dangerous. Yamamoto coming up the wing. Bad angle, not the greatest shot. Stopped. But the Oilers retrieve the rebound and unfortunately fling it all the way back down into their own end. Mike Smith leaves the net. Drink. Oh my God. Fogle! Oh, almost gets it to Yamamoto, who gets squished. Again, Oilers just don't need much. Here comes Lucic. Stops up. Oh, interesting from Anderson. That was great adaptation to a risky scenario, and the Oilers will just get it out.
Any theories on why he's been a little conservative?
I'm trying to figure this out, and I wonder.
Man, this is such a weird matchup.
Maybe he knows something that he's been a little bit concerned about getting a true bounce.
Because the team who has the majority of time with the puck should definitely be looked upon favorably. Whoa! And that's why! In front to Mangiapane! And Breadman puts the Flames up 1-0 just over 10 minutes into the first period. Do they have life? Can they extend this series? One step closer, forcing a turnover behind the net. And Mangiapane, who has scored so many goals for the Flames this season, had an outside chance of making the Canadian Olympic team if they were to have gone. Opens the scoring. And the sea of red rises.
Its first chance to go off tonight. Mangiapane's third of the playoffs.
2 goals in his last 4 games, and it feels like he could have had way more.
Point in 4 games.
So now the Flames get to do something they haven't really done very much of since game 1. Play with the lead.
Our team scored more opening goals during the regular
And likewise,
season.
the Oilers play when they're down. They looked pretty good last time. Oh! Archibald was left alone in front, but Oilers weren't able to get the puck to him.
So Coleman and Backlund draw assists on the goal at 10-13.
I can't believe Mangiapane's only got 3 goals in these playoffs, but then again, their first opponent was Dallas. So, whenever I see a Flames numbers, I'm like, oh, they haven't had a very good playoff. Oh, Dallas. Oh, Jake Ottinger, right. Got a great on a curve. Whoa! Johnny Gaudreau! What a play! A great personal risk. But the Oilers turn it up the other way. They'll fling it down, no icing.
He was certain there was going to be icing.
It was the Flames giving up a lot of possession off the dump-ins last game. And in this one, it's Edmonton handing the puck over to Calgary early and often. Anderson! From much closer than he did in Game 3. Oilers looking for a... Why did they blow the whistle there? Oh, I know there's a penalty, but I didn't think the Oilers had touched the puck. Connor McDavid going off for the high stick. Oh, man. Yeah, hard not to call that. Andrew Mangiapane. Big impact for the Calgary Flames. He gets the goal to put them up 1-0 in Game 5. And he draws the penalty on the captain of the Edmonton Oilers and the leading scorer of the Stanley Cup playoffs to maybe, just maybe, put the Flames up 2-0. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs. Watch the Battle of Alberta with Steve Dangle. I am Steve Dangle. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. What do we got for questions, everybody? What do we got for questions? Clock Radio. Will the Flames resign Gaudreau? It's RE-sign. That's resign. If it's all one word, it's resign. And I'm yelling that at you because I had it yelled at me many times because I always made that mistake when writing. The more you know. The Flames have been one of those teams. Very often there are players where there are rumors surrounding them for so long where I kind of say, do it or don't. Stop putting your fans through this. And I'll give you a great example. Patrick Laine. What I said was, listen, Jets, should you trade him? Should you keep him? There are arguments for both. I don't care what you do. Just do something. Either lock him up long term, like make a commitment to him, put your flag in the ground and say, we are keeping Patrick Laine. Patrick Laine is a Winnipeg Jet. Or trade him. Trade him and then you can move on. But don't leave your fan base wondering, right? It's a little different here with Johnny Gaudreau because the Jets, sort of took a bit of a step backward. Flames are obviously in contention right now. But I kind of don't think he's coming back. But here he is with the puck right there, and he almost scores. Wham! Oh, painful block. Who is that, Hyman? Noah Hannafin just cranking that shot. Gaudreau keeping it alive. And the Oilers get it deep, attempting their own little long-distance shot.
McDavid in the box as Kachuk spins it back, and the Flames
losing Gaudreau would be tough. I don't really see how you lose him and get better.
Now Gaudreau with a give and go. Gaudreau's pass broken up by McLeod.
It also feels like he's playing the best hockey of his career.
I know McLeod doesn't have any points in this series.
About halfway, McDavid in the box. Oh, and we got a blown tire. Flames coming on strong. Can't get the puck through. But they hold on. Gaudreau. Slap pass. Oh, doesn't get through. Yamamoto falls down. Dubé with it. Tries to get it to the point. It doesn't work. Duncan Keith. Oh, great play. Great play in the D zone by the Oilers with that passing play as they flip it out. 30 seconds to go here on this Flames power play, and Oilers penalty kill. Oh, Flames. An errant pass. It looks like it goes out of play, and Johnny Gaudreau knows he had a good shift. Not quite good enough. There was that attempt on Mike Smith. There wasn't much sunlight to shoot at. And there's that pass. Oh, and it was Zach Hyman. What a warrior. Blown tire. Flames weren't quite able to take advantage. Lindholm has had a couple golden opportunities in front. Just hasn't been able to bury. Nuge doing a great job preventing the Flames from even getting out of their own zone. And now 5 seconds to go here in this power play. They get it deep. You know, if Markstrom hadn't played it, Oilers might have been first on the puck. They still might be. Hyman gets in there. Flames able to hold him off, but here comes McDavid like a bat out of hell. And Draisaitl. Oh, and an errant pass from the Flames. But I tell you, man, it's not exactly the easiest thing defending these guys. This is a decently favorable matchup for the Oilers, and here we go! Oh, it's behind Markstrom, but is it in? No, you got to act like it's in. You got to celebrate like it's in. Whether it's in or not doesn't matter. You got to act like it's in. Oh, let's get a look at how close this was. McDavid, I mean, no one's got a chance of winning that race. Shoves it behind Markstrom's pad. Let's see how close he gets. Oh, there it is. Oh! And did Markstrom's glove come off there? The boogeyman. God, he's fun to watch. Markstrom, probably his sharpest game so far, or sharpest start so far, at least since game 1. Game 2, he was sharp too. Flames just ended up losing. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. Watch the Battle of Alberta with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Hello. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, and if you have a question, leave it in the chat. Mike, will Sutter continue to coach? Mike, if you know how to read Daryl Sutter, you tell me how. Because, like, hockey could be this thing that he has this fiery, burning passion for. Or it could also be a hobby that he could drop whenever he wants. Like, you can't tell because of his personality and how he reacts to everything. The Oilers don't get enough credit for Jay Woodcroft because, I mean, you could argue they held on to Tippett for too long, but they were obviously developing this excellent coach in the American Hockey League, Jay Woodcroft. And look at him now, right? He's 1 win away from the Final Four. Do the Flames have that? Do the Flames go for that? Or do they keep going with Old Faithful, which is Daryl Sutter? It worked for them before. Might work for them again. You know, what's 1 more year? Maybe 2 more years. Eventually, he's going to stop. Eventually, he's not really going to want to do this anymore. Uh-oh, that's a bad turnover. Here come the Oilers. Kane, Draisaitl, and there's the boogeyman in the slot. Oh. Shout out to any wrestling fans in the chat who remember the wrestler, the boogeyman, who was terrifying. He came out and had worms in his mouth. Supposedly the original plan was to have him have cockroaches, but all the venues that the WWE went to were like, can you not? Because what if they escape and then we have a bunch of cockroaches? So he said, okay, what about worms? Here's McDavid. Oh, God. There's that chance just before the break. And yeah, the glove came off. Markstrom. You know what? Do what you got to do, man. It's actually kind of smart. Throw off your glove and then you get interlock there with the net. Do whatever you got to do, man. Flames, offensive zone draw against the Oilers' big line. Shillington dancing. He's a fun player to watch. Tanev manages to get it deep. Oilers, again, doing a really good job of keeping the Flames to the outside. Flames doing a good job maintaining possession. It really is a battle in this series. For as dumb of a series as it is, like there's a lot of luck happening. It's a really fun technical series to watch. McDavid almost getting it, but he can't clear it. Draisaitl does. And the Oilers, once again, using their teammates to create time and space and an opportunity to escape their own zone. But once again, the Flames get it back, and here they come again. Oh, and here they come! Johnny Gaudreau to the point. Zadorov on. Wide. Good Branson.
Plays it in behind
Deep.
the net. There's Kachuk trying to set
In
it.
front.
Knocked down by Nurse.
Matthew Kachuk.
Cody Ceci there
We haven't seen
defensively.
enough of him since game one.
Ryan lost it.
Gaudreau
That's
shoots.
shot by Gaudreau.
High wide.
Whistled wide.
Zadorov
Zadorov bouncing it in
puts
front
it on.
by Ceci.
Blocked.
And now Lindholm after it again. Follow up.
Lindholm.
shot by
Oh.
Calgary.
Oh.
Good shot there.
Branson
Deflects
puts it
this
on.
way.
This is a bit of a fire drill here.
Looks for it, side of the net. It
Oh, is Kachuk
whipped
gonna
off
get?
the stick right into the crease.
Yeah, man.
Mike Smith will cover up and
This player who has been so valuable for the Flames all season long has spent too much time in the penalty box, not just in this series, but in these playoffs. And you're not allowed to call it soft. Look at this. You're not allowed. It's a cross-check that affects possession. They've been calling this since September, guys. They've been calling this since the preseason.
Michael Backlund, Ryan McLeod, and a Calgary.
Oh, they didn't call it?
Backlund in front. Unable to
I
sneak
thought they
that
did.
towards
Why
the
didn't they call that?
Ties up McLeod.
That's hilarious.
Ward Battle and Ryan McLeod, the former Mississauga Steelhead, dug it out.
I heard producer Nick get in my ear and he was about to say it. And I'm like, oh. What are the drawbacks of not being able to hear the broadcast? That should definitely be a penalty though, right? Like, what the hell?
800 regular season games.
Well, all right. So they have been calling it all year. They're just not doing it anymore. Man, there is a bunch of blue in the sea of red. And I can't tell if it makes it better or worse.
Andrew Mangiapane, the goal scorer. By the way, the first time the McDavid line has been out and surrendered.
Those are hardcore Oilers fans right there.
That's because they always have the puck, Chris.
You go to a playoff game on the road, it's a tough time.
Plus 17
It's a tough time if your team loses.
has dropped to plus
I saw the Leafs lose. I think it was 8-2 in Boston. That was a long night.
outlet and Yarncroke ahead.
Leafs lost so bad, Bruins fan bought me a beer. So I won. The Leafs lost, but I won.
Catching up to that with Nugent Hopkins around him. Worked it loose for Coleman and now
Man, shift in and shift out. It really seems to be the same old song.
behind the net. Tyson
Flames
Berry
get it in, Flames hold it, aren't really able to do much. Oilers get it out, look for an opportunity.
And out at center. There's Hyman.
And for most teams, I would say
Get down and
that's not a great recipe for success.
on the play by Hannafin.
But most teams don't have a line of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Kane,
Markstrom will play it to Hannafin. Lucic gets
featuring two of the highest scoring players in the league, and Evander Kane, who's leading the playoffs in goals.
Ceci puts a shoulder into him. From the corner.
Oh, in! Oh, Oilers get away with one there, and here comes McDavid, the speedster. Dangles inside. Stop! They get the shot on anyway. Flames avoid a penalty.
David with his second chance on a
And that was
dangerous rush.
maybe the Oilers' best chance of the game. Flames get it in. So speeding up the pace of this game a little bit. This is not what Calgary wants.
Fast forward action there in the last shift.
Yes, first
And
time
see how the
really
Flames
saw
slow it
speed.
right down. Right?
Final minute to this opening period.
Duncan Keith chips it out. Yamamoto
Yamamoto plays
gets it into open ice.
McLeod could-
Oh, the Oilers really busting through here. Fogel.
Play by Goodbranson.
Good Branson.
Goodbranson
Fights him
though
off.
flipped it away, and McLeod
Oilers again.
and that
Oh.
knocked in front by Zadorov, bailing out his
Flames
partner.
turn it up the other way. We got a little bit of fire wagon hockey here.
Check. Takes a look. Gaudreau behind the net. Trying to
Gaudreau
center
now.
it, and Duncan Keith.
Kachuk, I was about to say back on the ice. He never left. There was no penalty.
Hannafin slows it down with
20 seconds to go. I haven't given you a time update in a long time because there's been too much going on.
Lewis, there's Smith out of the net to knock that down.
Oh boy, Mike Smith's really not afraid to play that puck.
And rolling into
And that's
Calgary
why he
for
gets
a
it deep.
where Anderson slaps it around. Darnell Nurse after it, and that's off the blocker of Markstrom.
Can the Flames hold on?
Ended up bouncing up
They
off the
do.
top of the goal as the horn sounds
Period.
in the first
Whoa,
period.
watch out there, Stripes.
And Connor McDavid
Period 1
up to his usual
of Game 5
speed, and he's just
of the
gonna
Battle of
dance through the
Alberta.
two defensemen, Shillington and Tanev.
Featured
Gets
lots of
opportunity, Markstrom
chances.
with the left pad save,
Lots of
and then
chances, and maybe the
Draisaitl
best
spots
save of the game so
McDavid
far
coming through the middle, and Zadorov
for
does
Jake
a nice
Markstrom.
job.
but only one of those chances went in.
And then lastly, Fogel's going to have a chance and a really nice play by Eric Branson to take away that.
That was Andrew Mangiapane,
6-5 Edmonton after
Mr. Eat Bread. All the Italians get it. Puts the Flames up 1-0. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. We have I dropped my phone. We have intermission entertainment, so you shouldn't go anywhere. We have Tim and Friends talking to Chris Cuthbert about the fans in Edmonton, the fans in Calgary, and this wonderful Battle of Alberta.
I'm not saying you've been around, Mr. Cuthbert, but you've seen a few things. Is this one rank up there with some of the craziest that you've, like just all the things that we have seen to get to where we are after 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, because it is only 4 games, and we've had 9-6, so we've had atmosphere like I'm not sure I've experienced in both buildings in a playoff series.
Really?
It is off the charts. It really is. I know Bob Nicholson compared it to the 2010 Olympic gold medal game, which is the greatest environment I thought I'd ever be in. I still think it's the loudest building I've ever been in, but to even have the comparable, I think is just it's just an indication of how great the buildings are. Even the craziness of last night with the goal that Mike Smith lets in,
yep,
and the fact that they are able to bounce back from it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's still a lot more I think we're going to see.
So you're saying, like, listen, I was cutting highlights at the Score during those runs in 04 and 06. Like, you're saying that it's loud? Because I mean, I remember those days like it was yesterday, and those, I mean, they'd get on a goalie and the whole place would ring out in both of those plays. You're saying it's louder than it was in those 2 runs?
It does seem to be. You know, I did 91. I thought 91 was as good a series as I've ever called, and this environment is. It seems like it's better than that. Maybe recency bias, but it's. I don't know how it gets better.
It says a lot, and it's awesome because you can kind of feel it through the TV, and you wonder, like, where are we at on this meter? And to hear you say that sounds awesome. All right, so what surprised you the most through 4 games of this series?
I guess that Jacob Markstrom looked like he was going to be one of the biggest edges Calgary would have in the series, and he hasn't been, so that's been a surprise. I think that we thought Calgary's depth was a reason why they were installed as the favorites coming in. And I think that beyond the amazing play of the Stars for Edmonton, after the first game, I think the depth players of Edmonton have been just as good and maybe even better. So those are a couple of surprises, but I'm prepared to be surprised in the next couple of games as well, or maybe even 3 games.
So let's break down a little bit of the depth here for Edmonton. Nice little shuffle from Jay Woodcroft as he gets Yamamoto on the Nugent-Hopkins line. That pays off. Nugent-Hopkins has a wonderful game. And going into the series, I thought there was a real interesting contrast between the 2 coaches. You got a rookie brought up in the middle of the season against the wiliest of wily veterans in Daryl Sutter. I know in non-COVID times you would normally get time to hang out with both of these guys and maybe shoot the breeze a little bit. But what's been your interaction, or have you noticed that contrast in talking to the 2? Because it looks like the kid's doing okay so far.
Yeah, the kid's doing fine. The old veteran's pretty good himself, too, and we do get to meet with him each time. And Daryl's obviously, he's straight to the point, and he doesn't give us a lot of those metaphors. Jay's pretty good with that, and he talks about moving the chess pieces around, and I did think that was a very key chess piece move with Yamamoto going on that line late. So it's my first experience with Jay Woodcroft, and I found it really interesting. He is a guy that's paid his dues and has obviously learned from some of the best in the business. He started under Mike Babcock and then with Todd McClellan, and now he's really, I think, establishing his own identity as a coach, and he's a pretty good chess player.
Speaking of pretty good players, Connor McDavid has been jaw-dropping in this series. He's been astonishing. We were talking about watching in '91. Like, where has this run from McDavid kind of ranked in the pantheon of what you've seen in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
I've always hated comparing current players to the star players of the past, and as soon as you bring up Wayne Gretzky in the same sentence as Connor McDavid, you're getting into dangerous territory. But I'm not sure how you don't do it with what we are watching. I mean, he had 2 assists last night, and it was probably the least impact he's had on a game. And I'm not saying he didn't have an impact, because he has an impact on every shift. But he is right now just playing beyond anybody else. And you asked me about Daryl Sutter. I'm amazed at how often Daryl has referenced how good Connor McDavid is in this series. He is not hiding it, and I think everybody's trying to figure out, how do you stop this guy right now? Because nobody seems to have an answer.
It's funny because every time I brought up Mario or Wayne's name in the last few days, I've thrown the exact same caveat. That I didn't think we would ever get to this point, but we are official. Like, I mean, if you put the numbers up against, you're looking at the first since Mario, the first since maybe Jaromir Jagr, the first since Gretzky. Like, I didn't think like we would even get to points where you would bring them up statistically, but that's where we're at here. Like that's how legendary it is.
Now, how far can they go? They may only have 2 or 3 more games if they don't get by Calgary, but they might go on an extended run here. And he's over halfway to the record of Wayne Gretzky for most points in a playoff year. So, and he's putting up 2 or 3 a night. It's amazing. I guess it's 10 multi-point games in the last 11. I like Kevin Lowe's idea of maybe not comparing him to Gretzky or Lemieux or he mentioned Michael Jordan, and maybe that's a safer way to go right now.
Yeah, we did that here too. In fact, we did the Last Dance analogy for he took the Austin Matthews heart talk personally, and maybe he's taking that out on the Kings and the Flames. So one more from the atmosphere point of view, because I thought when Rasmus Andersson beat Mike Smith from 132 feet that it felt like you could hear a pin drop in that building, and it almost felt like it could be a series defining moment. And the composure the Oilers showed, was that surprising to you at all?
I think it tells you we might be into a new age with this team, because you're right. There was a kind of that audible gasp and oh no, here we go again kind of sense. But I think as an observer, you're saying, here comes Calgary. They've not only tied it, but they're going to take advantage of this huge opportunity. And the series, which looked like it was automatically going to be 3-1 after the first period, was suddenly looking like it was going to go back to Calgary tied. So I think that might be a sign that it's a different Oiler team, that they were able to overcome that. Mike Smith seemed to be able to bounce back, and easy to laugh about it if you post a win after it was all over. But I was reflecting on 20 years ago when Dan Cloutier let one in from center against Nick Lidstrom. And in the back of my mind in that series, I thought, man, Vancouver's going to beat Detroit. And then when that shot went in, the whole series changed. And fortunately for the Oilers, the whole series did not change with that goal last night.
We were talking about Daryl Sutter coming back from 3-0 down with the Los Angeles Kings against the San Jose Sharks. In your mind, what has to go right for Calgary to start making this comeback?
Well, I think they need Jacob Markstrom at his best. They need the top line to be like they were during the regular season, when you could make a pretty good case they were the best line in the NHL. Daryl was pretty simple yesterday. He said, just win a road game. And they still, if they win their home game, still just need to win a road game. In his mind, prior to that game, the biggest difference in the series was Zach Hyman's shorthanded goal, 3-3 in game 2, that gave the Oilers, that valuable road win that has given Edmonton home ice advantage. So I'm sure his mantra going into game number 5 is just win a home game and let's get back to Edmonton and we'll take care of the road game there.
watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Isn't that great? Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Questions from the chat. And our first question comes from producer Rob. You have 10 seconds to grab something from the room and tell a story about it. Okay, I'm going to make it Flames or Oilers or both. I'm going to do both. I'm going to use 2 photos. This one. Oh no, now there's a thumbtack on my floor. Okay. Do I got a surprise for you? Okay. First, we're going to do this photo of myself and a young Jordan Eberle. Oh, there it is. So I look really greasy in this photo, and the reason for that is my alarm didn't go off the day of these interviews, so I was set to interview Steven Stamkos, PK Subban, and Jordan Eberle, and my alarm didn't go off. I woke up about 5 minutes before the train, so I literally just threw on clothes, grabbed 3 shirts or whatever because I knew I had to change, ran it was like July, August, so hot, hadn't showered, but luckily Jordan Eberle is a lovely individual and the interview went great because he is such a nice guy. He's a ridiculously nice guy. I was interviewing him. This is a different day than this. Oh, it's a dusty photo. I was interviewing him a different day than this. Because he hit some milestone with the Regina Pats. Like 200 points in the WHL or something like that. And it was with a goal. And I joked with him. I go, have you scored any other big goals this year? And he was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I had a few game winners. And this was the year that he scored the game tying goal against Russia in the World Juniors. And it was like, Jordan! And he goes, oh yeah. Like, he completely forgot. He totally forgot. That's how humble of a guy he is. And this one, for the Flames faithful, is me. If any of you were ever wondering how... Here, let me dim my screen and then maybe it'll be easier to see. There's the size difference between myself and Jerome McGinley. This looks like take your kid to work day. Like, look at how broad he is. He's got at least, 4 or 5 inches on me in height, and his hands. The thing I remember about meeting him was just his hands were absolutely ridiculous. And this behemoth of a man couldn't have been nicer, couldn't have been more soft-spoken. And the thing I will never forget, this was a shoot for Nike, so they had to dress him up in all Nike stuff, so he's getting ready. He just got in from practice. And they have some shoes for him to put on. And I don't think they banked on having to bring him socks. And he was wearing these powder blue socks with like flowers and snowflakes on them. And we were like, where did you even get those? And they were like a Christmas gift from a relative. And I think they literally made them. And this multi-millionaire captain of an NHL team this interview was pre him setting up Sidney Crosby for the golden goal. Was wearing powder blue snowflake socks. I know the picture of them exists somewhere. I used to have it. I don't think I still do, but if I ever find it, you'll be the first to know. I'm going to hang this back up because it'll get annoying if I don't. There. It was connected by a cord. So there. Was that fun story time? I thought it was. How close are we to puck drop? Very close. Do I have time to answer questions? Okay, we're going to answer some questions. All right. Mark, are the Avs cursed? Like, I don't know. Is your curse not being able to get out of the second round? Because does this Leafs fan think that's a pretty good curse? You still got 2 games left. Don't have a loser mentality. If the Avs think that for a moment, the Blues will eat them alive. Ooh, Paul, who is a current NHL player that compares to Iginla? Man, that's really hard because what was Jerome Iginla? He was the leader of his team, big body, who wasn't afraid of anybody and would go anybody, and he was consistently among the league's leading scorers. Now, a few years ago, I would have been describing Jamie Benn. I'm not describing Jamie Benn anymore. He might return to form. He's been through some really tough injuries, man. Really tough injuries. Hard to recover from those. The Flames play like him. They play like they have his spirit at times, but there's no one quite like him. Is Ovechkin a weird answer? Like, consistently among the league's leading scorers. Also just a truck who hits everything. The team's captain. So there's a little bit of Ovechkin in there. If any of you say Tom Wilson, I'm going to kick you. Like, just because he was good at fighting, like, no. It's... Jerome Iginla is one of those ones where they don't make him like that anymore, man. He was perfect for his era. Here we go. The beginning of the second period. Flames 1, Oilers nothing. See if it stays that way. Here on Watch the Stanley Cup Playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends, sit back and relax and enjoy the second period of Game 5 of the Battle of Alberta, where everyone is having a very difficult time with the face-off. Holy smokes, the Flames have now won 15 out of 16 face-offs? What? That seems impossible. Backlund! Oh, what a hot start for the Flames. They're wasting no time. Getting it deep. The Oilers try to break it out. McDavid's had the puck skip on him a few times tonight. You got to be careful if you're the Flames, because you got to think that puck luck is going to regress for C. McD, which no one has ever called him ever. McJesus, yes. C. McD, no.
Maybe it has some credence. I wonder, they're entirely different plays, but he did lose sight of that. And maybe
Zach Hyman chasing it down. Flames get it out.
Now to Foley. Dumping it in. Dylan Dubé goes after him. One-handed by Kulak.
Oh, Dubé, huge hit on Kulak. Oh, it'll be a 3-on-2 here for the Oilers. Nuge. Oh, little kick back to Yamamoto, and it almost works, but Zadorov wraps him up. That's got to be a hold. No hold? No hold. Here come the Flames. Mike Smith makes the stop. A little bit of an inverse to the first period. Flames giving the puck up a lot to the Oilers. God, that's a huge hit on Kulak, who's been so good for the Oilers. Nuge, he did that on purpose. That little kickback. God, that would have been a nasty goal.
That was really clever by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Very clever.
Top lines out against each other here. Lindholm on the draw. Calgary wins another face-off.
Flames win another face-off. On! Stop!
Kicked out, and the Oilers get
David back out there already.
Works through center, and now Draisaitl over the line.
Draisaitl looking for a pass, doesn't get it. On! Kane retrieves it in the corner. Lindholm knocks McDavid over. Nope, that was Draisaitl, sorry. Oh, Draisaitl almost gets it to Kane. Doesn't quite work. The Flames doing a lot more surviving than thriving. Here come the Oilers! Oh. Boy, this first line looks dangerous. But it squirts out to Rasmus Anderson, who will carry it out. Counterattack, Gaudreau. Stopped by Mike Smith.
So Noah Hanifin does a really nice job. Flames win the face-off, and watch him try and buy some time and get bodies to the front of the net, and then he gets the puck through. Mike Smith has to make a
Bit of a torrid pace at the beginning of the second here. Here was that Draisaitl. Looked like he thought about getting it to McDavid, then he tried to pass it to himself. Didn't quite work, but a dangerous shift nonetheless for the Oilers' top line. Hard to believe there's only 13 shots in this game. It doesn't really feel like it, does it? Doesn't to me, anyway. Mike Smith gobbles that up. But didn't I say this off the top? Flames in a game where they can't have any errors, where their season is on the line, where they have home ice advantage. They're going to want to get this under control and have a bit of a more boring game, frankly, than the previous 4 games of the series. I wouldn't say this has been a boring game, but definitely lower event. Lucic kicked out of the face-off dot. In comes Trevor Lewis. Wins it. Branson in there like a wrecking ball. Lewis, no one home. Almost sort of a pass. But the Oilers will break it out. Is this going to be ice? Yeah, it was a bit of a weird, weird choice. Yeah, I've speaking of players I've interviewed Good Branson, and that is he's got, I'll say it, he's got gentle eyes, but that is if you look into them for too long, as can happen during an interview, eventually you see the back of them and you're like, oh, that guy's capable of crushing you like a soda can. Scary dude. Johnny Gaudreau with the puck. Man, all those little like nudges and cross checks that have been getting called, frankly, all playoff long. It's not getting called for either team in this game. So it's no wonder there's only been one goal. Gaudreau gains the zone. Thought he might have been offside there. Nurse works it around, but the Flames retrieve it. On! Smith makes the stop. Far busier period for him. Oh, Oilers breaking out with numbers. Flames scampering back. Noah Hannafin, great effort, but he can't clear the zone. In front! Here come the Oilers! Oh! Zach Hyman almost buries it. Flames can't clear the zone again. Big shift here for the Oilers. Nurse, blocked. Puck leaves the zone. What a pass to Gaudreau, who loses it. Oh, that was a nifty play in the neutral zone. Man, we're less than 4 minutes into this period. There have been lots of opportunities that haven't necessarily, again, only 18 shots between these two teams. 24 minutes into this game. You might call that low events, but feels like there's been a lot of opportunities and a lot of moments like that. Like Evander Kane picks that off, who knows? Yamamoto holding up Yarncroke right at the red line. And he'll poke it through. Nuge chases it down. Gets a little piece of Tanev. Tanev again fighting to get it out. Oilers, this is a good tire him out shift against the Calgary Flames. And ooh, takes a dive there. Yarncroke's been getting beaten up all shift. Oh boy, the Flames flub it. Shillington can't clear the zone. And Evander Kane almost taps in his 13th. Foley laboring. This really feels like a shift where the Flames might have to take a penalty. Evander Kane behind the net. Oh! Flames clear it, and it goes off an Oiler, so Mike Smith will have to play it.
Derek Ryan and Cassian both jumped onto the ice.
Flames were out there for 90 seconds. Here's a pass picked off.
Here come the Oilers again. Tide really turning. Feels like the Oilers are gaining steam. Well, it's hockey. Changes in a flash. Speaking of which, Flames line that opened the scoring in this game is on, and they score again with the deflection. Michael Backlund tips it home, and the Calgary Flames go up 2-0 in this Game 5 that for them is must win. Let's get another look at what happened. Mangiapane pokes it loose to Coleman. Coleman throws it around, and it's thrown on. I didn't see the Flames defender who threw it on. It was Mark Stone. No, it wasn't. His brother, though. They're brothers, right? Mike Stone throws it in front for Michael Backlund. Don't I feel stupid? 2-0 for the Calgary Flames. There's too many Stones. Does Chris Cuthbert ever get the name wrong in his goal call? Probably not. It is Michael Stone. Okay, good. I did good. Getting it right on the second try is good. Good for me.
Trying to set up Lindholm. That doesn't work, and here come the Oilers.
Oilers 2-on-1. Oh, what a stop by Markstrom! What a stop by Markstrom! I think that was Jesse Puljujarvi. And all these Oilers, man, it happens in a flash. Happens in a flash. No ice. Markstrom called for ice there, maybe threw his defender off, and now the Flames can't clear the zone. Oh, until they do, Mangiapane having a heck of a game. Lewis gets it to Mangiapane, who fans on it. The Oilers will break it out again. Bouchard. Oilers throwing the body. Still feels like the Oilers are the one mounting momentum as they draw the icing call, but it's the Flames who go up 2-0. Opportunistic playoff style goal. Here's that 2-on-1. It was Fogle. Great pass under the stick of Michael Stone, not Mark. To Jesse Puljujarvi. That's a great move. But Markstrom equal to it. Yeah, that's a heartbreaker.
There's Connor McDavid winning a face-off and sending it to the point in behind the net where Hyman does some work against Tanev.
Hyman, great effort behind the net. Hounded by Chris Tanev. McDavid loses the puck again, but he gets it back. Nurse throws it on, but it's wide. Oh, Draisaitl! Oh, he had a wraparound there. And I don't think he quite knew how much net he had. Oilers can't get on the board. The Flames do again. 2-0 Flames here in the Battle of Alberta. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends that we'll be right back. Mark Stone brother. Oh, we're back. Hey, watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Why don't you tell all your friends? Why don't you tell all your friends? You probably got friends right now. Oh, how can I watch the game? Oh, I've been watching it on this friggin' website that it's going to put a virus on my grandma's computer and my laptop's going to explode. And also my identity is going to get stolen. The game is free right here on the Sportsnet YouTube channel. It's just there's this guy in the corner. But commenters say he's handsome. And that goal was handsome. The Edmonton Oilers get on the board. It felt like they were generating momentum. They didn't let the second goal from the Calgary Flames slow them down and stop them. Let's get a look at this. Draisaitl wins the faceoff. The Oilers haven't done a whole lot of that in this game. Amazing fight for a guy playing on one leg. Darnell Nurse slaps it on. And I don't know if there was a deflection. Let's get a look. Whack! Nope, that just beats Markstrom clean. And the Oilers, who can come back at any moment, start their comeback. Noah Hannafin very unhappy, bleeding from the mouth. Yeah, but it's the playoffs. And you got, oh, is he wiggling in a tooth? Stop that. Stop that right now. I don't know what the numbers are now, but at one point during these playoffs, I believe it was after the first round, Wes McCauley and Eric Furlat, who are the coaches in these games, the refs in these games, had the fewest penalties called on average of any officiating crew in these playoffs. So they're only going to call it if it's super duper obvious. We already know that from the non-call on the Matthew Tkachuk cross-check. Bouchard! Oh, that one sails over Markstrom on a deflection. Vander Kane. Oh, boy, I thought that one was in. He's having a low-key good game. Connor McDavid, he's been fighting it a little bit. Outside of a couple chances early in the first, which for him is a slow game. But his games tend to not remain slow very long. Although he gives it away there. Flames are able to clear the zone. And they keep it away from him again. But here he comes. Choo-choo! Here comes that train! Passes it off! Oh, and the Oilers almost tie it. It almost isn't good enough, says Johnny Gaudreau. Here he comes flying in with speed on Duncan Keith. Shoots it, stopped by Mike Smith. Matthew Tkachuk. Turns it back around. Oh, what a play! Gaudreau keeps it. Again, he keeps trying to snipe for that high angle on Smith, and it's just not going in. But it worked in Game 7, didn't it? Lindholm, who's had a couple chances in this game, gets it back around to Gaudreau. Gaudreau's dancing tonight. Gaudreau and Anderson passing it around. And the Flames fighting back here. Whoa! Oh, Gaudreau doesn't get it. Flames get a shot on goal anyway, and they hold the zone. Nightmare shift here for the Oilers. Oh! But McDavid able to chase Gaudreau out of the zone as the Oilers get some much-needed personnel over the boards, but Lindholm shoots it on. And here come the Oilers with numbers. Zach Hyman. It's a 3-on-1. Hyman shoots, stop, but on the rebound. Is that Jesse? Jesse Puljujarvi ties it at 2. What a backbreaker for the Calgary Flames. It's an absolute fire drill in the Edmonton Oilers zone. But just like that, Zach Hyman and the Edmonton Oilers turn it back up the other way. 3-on-1. He puts it on. Rebound. Not even a rebound. That one was going to go in if Markstrom didn't reach back and get it. But Puljujarvi finishes it off. You know, I know it's a 3-on-1. That can't go through Markstrom, and that glove side has been a problem all series long.
First and 10 for Puljujarvi. The game-tying goal comes 2:16.
Yessi Puljujarvi.
Edmonton on the board.
I can. You ever feel the tweets? I can feel Oilers Twitter and the Oilers Twitter civil war over Jesse Puljujarvi happening right now. But almost a chance there for the Oilers. Oilers tie it. And the sea of red right now is the sea of anxiety.
Seeing a 2-goal lead evaporate in a hurry.
Looked like the Flames were well on their way to forcing a Game 6. But right now, a little over halfway through regulation, they're potentially a goal away from their season coming to an end. Flames break it out. This line's been so effective for them. Backlund! Almost gets it to Coleman. Not quite. Oilers, here they come again, the other way. Nice chip pass to Evander Kane. Oh! Doesn't quite get through to Nuge. Flames, they have numbers here. This is a partial 2-on-1. Oh! Mangiapane shoots! Oh, that one doesn't go in. Oh! Dangerous in front. Calling for the trip. I don't see an arm up. I don't see an arm up. I saw a player fall down in front of the Oilers net. I'm not sure I saw contact. Blake Coleman tries to feather it through. Doesn't work. Oh. Dude, this period rules. Here comes Zach Hyman again. Oh! Leveled! Absolutely leveled, Zach Hyman. And here come the Flames. That was Dylan Dubé with the hit. He fires it on. Stopped by Mike Smith. He had Toffoli open there. See that body language from Toffoli? He wanted it. Oh, baby. I mean, as the director, oh, man. Blake Coleman just pushed Mike Smith. That's a huge hit on Hyman. Like, how do you choose the replays? Everything happened on that shift. To the point where a player kind of cross-checked a goalie and I didn't see it. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. And listen, I got news for you. If you got up to make a sandwich, if you had to go potty, you probably missed a lot. Heck, if you made a sandwich, you probably left when it was 1-0 Calgary. Then the Oilers play an amazing shift. Then get scored on. It's 2-0. Nurse gets the Oilers on the board. Then the Flames answer back with an incredible shift of their own, only to get scored on by Zach Hyman and Jesse Puljujarvi. Zach Hyman had the assist. It was Jesse Puljujarvi who scored the goal. And now it's 2-2 in Calgary. Need I remind you of the weight of this game? Calgary scores? Oh. Calgary scores and wins, I should say? Oh. We'll see you Saturday night then, won't I? Because on Saturday night, there will be a Game 6. Or, now that it's tied, Edmonton scores and it's potentially just one more goal. And the Battle of Alberta is over. Edmonton is victorious, and they get to chill and wait for the winner of Colorado St. Louis. What a game, what a game. Wes McCauley and Mike Smith on the screen right now. I can't hear the broadcast, but I imagine they're saying something to the effect of Mike Smith asked Wes McCauley why it's okay to body check goalies. Icing is the call.
My playing days may be over.
Please show that replay again. It was surreal.
Now I watch sports full time because in retirement there are no off days. Every game starts at bet99.net.
I don't know what that texture is on the mask.
To the right to Mike Smith.
Like all the goalies are wearing it now, but it's beautiful.
In favor of Calgary, and we'll get another one.
Oilers ice it again.
Canada's home for black music.
Ooh, stop doing that. We were having such an exciting time.
Tune in weeknights at 7 on CBC Music or anytime on CBC Listen.
Jay Woodcroft this morning, and their approach said they're very humble in their approach, but purposeful in our intent today. And
you ever go
sticking with the program clearly
to a hockey game with like themed group outfits? What was it like? The Oilers ice the puck again. I mean, as long as they're having fun.
The game has kind of settled down just a little bit after the game-tying goal by Puliarvi.
They seem to be having a great time.
And Matthew Tkachuk
supporting the Oilers front row.
Nervously trying to have an impact again in the game, and Scott Oak interviewed before.
Never sat front row at a hockey game.
Just said that, yeah, they have to find a way, all of them, to get a W.
Is it cool? Have you done it? Did you like it? Feels like you'd be better off sitting like 10th row.
He plays it in behind the net. Leon Draisaitl now with an 8-game point streak.
Tie game, Battle of Alberta. Oh, what? The Duncan Keith gets it deep. Weird bounce off the side of the net. And now the Oilers are swarming. We got McDavid out there with Draisaitl and Hyman. Oh, McDavid hooks it. But Coleman recovers it, and holy smokes, McDavid is just the fastest man alive. Whoa, Coleman going in on Duncan Keith and coming out with the puck. Flying in with the butt of doom. Oh, a pair of turnovers. Here comes Evander Kane. Stopped by Markstrom. And out go the Flames with speed. Terrible pass. It ends up back in the Calgary zone. Evander Kane battling Chris Tanev. Doesn't come out with it. Matthew Tkachuk, he's got to become a bigger factor. Oh, and he sets up a grade A scoring chance for Lindholm, who's been dangerous all night. Lindholm! Again dangerous. That's...
The Oilers able to send it up to center. A push here by
Flames tried to get it deep, didn't work. Yamamoto with the puck, protects it, and he carries it out. Splits the Flames, and chopped down by Tyler Toffoli. What a play, what hand-eye. Off the glass, Yarncrow chasing down Nurse. Not quite fast enough. The Oilers ice it for at least the 4th time since the last commercial break. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. There's another look at this Matthew Tkachuk. Oh, beautiful pass to Elias Lindholm. Stopped by the blocker of Mike Smith. He's had a bunch of chances in this game, Lindholm. A couple of them didn't end up as shots on net, but he had wide open opportunities where he just sort of fanned on it, I guess. Under 6 minutes to go here in the second period. We got a tie game in Calgary. That dude, he's letting you know with the old school Iginla jersey. I hate when people do that. They sit in the first few rows and they stand up because they know they're on camera. As we get another icing call. Tanev, that's a veteran move. Picks the puck up and hands it to the ref so that they have to do less work. It's called being a suck-up, and it works.
So another offensive zone face-off. Kelly Yarncrook will dig in here.
What do they call it? Teacher's pet?
Dylan Dubé just went to the bench to get a new
It works. It's amazing how often you hear stories about like veteran leadership, and it usually just equates to they're nice to the refs.
Looking for his first face-off win, won't get it here.
Oh man, that guy's a leader. Is he a leader, or does he just not argue? Or does he argue convincingly?
Unable to clear, but Kulak on a second try will work it out, and we've got a penalty.
Man.
Being assessed.
And we have a charging.
Yeah. Penalty here.
This is against Dylan Dubé.
Looks like Dubé is going to head to the box.
And so the Oilers go on a
And
power play with 5 minutes to go.
I was about to comment on how ridiculous it seemed that they were calling nothing. Oh my goodness, Dubé running over Kailer Yamamoto. And I believe I saw the charging hand signal. And the Oilers, is this their first power play of the game? I think it is. A chance to take the lead after the Flames were up 2-0 and took their foot all the way off the gas. Goodness gracious. Flames fans, how you feeling? How you feeling? You need those curse guys who went woo, 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 to Jake Ottinger to put a curse on the Oilers or something. I don't know who you choose because they're not even a one-man show. Not anymore. There was a time where that was true, or a two-man show. Now they got McDavid and Draisaitl and Evander Kane. And Zach Hyman has been more and more of a factor in this game as it's gone on. And he's taken some abuse. Big shot block, took a big hit. And he took the shot that ended up tying the game at 2s, leading to Jesse Puljujarvi just getting it over the finish line. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs. Watch the Battle of Alberta with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. And send this link to your friends if they're not watching the game. Especially if they're Oilers fans, because they're going to want to see this. Edmonton Oilers power play. We could see the Oilers take the lead after being down 2-0 early in this first period. We could see a huge kill from the Flames. We could even see a shorty from the Flames, and that would blow the roof off the place, which might speed up the arena process. Tyson Barrie works it over to Connor McDavid. McDavid back to Barrie. Shot blocked. McDavid dancing. Draisaitl gets it to his man. Rebound. Zach Hyman. What did I tell you? This guy's having a magical series for the Edmonton Oilers. And what was once a 2-0 lead for Calgary in Calgary is now a situation where if the score stays the way it is, the Flames season is over. Zach Hyman puts the Oilers up 3-2. Folks, we're not even in the third period yet. Look at that reaction from Edmonton. Oh, baby. 6th goal of the series for Zach Hyman. 3 words from Ken Holland, worth every penny. 5 minutes to go here in the second. 4 goals in this second period. It was once a 2-0 lead for Calgary. And, oh, what? Then it was 3-2 Edmonton. And just like that, I think Calgary just tied it. Johnny Gaudreau whips it on. There were mad bodies in front of the Oilers net. I don't see anyone calling for goalie interference. Let's get another look at this thing. Fast and furious. The Battle of Alberta rules. Let this last for 21 games, please. Flames working behind the net. Gaudreau comes out by himself. And oh boy, I think that one just goes through Mike Smith. That's a seeing eye shot from Johnny Gaudreau immediately after the Oilers take the lead. Just like that, it's all tied up once again. Oh, sneaks right under Mike Smith's pad, and he knew how it beat him as soon as it happened. Just under 5 minutes to go here in Calgary. That's the 5th goal of the period. What a circus. I love it. Oilers can't clear it. That was, I think, twice it hit the ref there, and they couldn't clear the zone. And the Flames go up as a result. Can you believe what we're watching? Bedlam in Calgary, and why not? Flames had a 2-0 lead. They blew it entirely. They were down 3-2, tie it immediately, then go up immediately. It is 4-3 in Calgary. That is the 6th goal of this period, and Calle Yarncroke has the Flames back on top as they fight for survival in the 2021-2022 NHL season. What a shot! 2 bullets from the Calgary Flames, and they lead 4-3. God, hockey rules.
2 goals for Calgary in 16 seconds. 3 goals in the game in 31 seconds.
You know, calling the Battle of Alberta
Flames are back in the lead.
has not exactly been what I would call restful.
We had just talked about it, and the Flames needing to stop it, and all of a sudden 2 quick goals.
There have been 4-goal, 3-goal, and 2-goal leads blown in the 3 games that I've called so far.
There's Dangle knocked down.
Oh, and now it's just bodies. Bodies.
First, Rasmus Anderson. And Leon Draisaitl will stride out now for the Oilers to the line. Hyman stays on.
Draisaitl works it over the offensive blue line. Oilers fighting for position in front. Wham! Goal! Are you joking? Are you seriously joking? Evan Bouchard with the blast from the point. And I've lost count how many goals that is this period. What's the point? 7. 7. Evan Bouchard ties this game up again, and it's fire wagon hockey in Calgary. And ironically, it's bad news for the Flames. Draisaitl to Bouchard. Whack! And it goes off a friendly skate for a not-so-friendly result. 4-4 is the score. Off the bar and in. And in case you were wondering, yes, hockey rules.
4 goals in a minute.
Shout out to the Sportsnet social team. Like, what clip from this show do you use? Oh, and oh my God! And here comes Calgary, and they almost go up again. How are there still over 3.5 minutes to go in this period?
The coaches must be saying, what is happening?
Feels like half an hour ago I told you there was 5 minutes left.
Play defensively. Here's a really nice forecheck by Lindholm.
Remind me to switch to decaf when it comes to the Battle of Alberta. This is ridiculous.
It's an aerial pass, and I'm not sure if Lindholm gets
Johnny Gaudreau, who I think has been having a great game. Lindholm has been hungry all night. He's been getting scoring chances. Can't beat Mike Smith there. Boy, not exactly a replica of the first period, is it?
Boy, Bob Cole reference, Dick Irvin.
Listen, all I'm saying is when the Flames had the game boring, like I said they should play, they were winning. Oh, Evander Kane trips Matthew Tkachuk.
Well, the frenzy started with a power play goal.
He got his stick right under Tkachuk's skate blade.
Second period power play of their own.
And the Flames will head to the power play. Look at this.
There's no question about that.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Stick into the skates of Matthew
That's a
Tkachuk.
tough one. Not much argument there. Stick goes right under the skate blade. Matthew Tkachuk draws the penalty.
And this is where the coaches, both of them, have to sort of settle their teams down. Very emotional game right now.
And
there are a lot of mistakes
no, it's
being
bad
made.
that you're on the penalty kill. Well, it might not be. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe Nuge is going to score a shorty. That's what's going to happen. I don't know. Wham! Ooh, Mike Smith stops that bomb from Johnny Gaudreau. 3:17 to go in the second period. It might be 45 minutes in actual time as the Oilers try to kill this penalty off and the Flames try to retake the lead. Reminder, this period began 1-0 for the Flames. Now it's 4-4. It's not even the third. Whoop. Hanneman stopped by Mike Smith. I thought that pass was coming sooner. You could tell by the way I reacted.
It's one of those games where you've got to really focus in as a
Dude,
goaltender.
this series rules like
Giving up.
Oilers fans, I understand you want this to be over tonight.
Very much like the old Battle of Alberta.
I don't. This is great. If the Oilers end this series tonight, you know what? They will have given us the entertainment value. If you're going to end this in 5, you better do it with a fun one. This is a fun one. Flames carry it out. Ooh, sloppy entry, and it's going to lead to a breakaway. Zach Hyman comes in, shoots, stop. And with 2 Oilers deep, the Flames turn it back up the other way. It's a 3-on-2. Johnny Gaudreau with the puck, shoots it wide. And Hyman back the other way again. What an unbelievable... Oh! Wow! Hyman going right over Elias Lindholm with the reverse hit. This series rules! Ah!
And Hyman just exploded into him. Lindholm certainly got the worst of that.
Oh my God. We should have brought back the heart rate monitor. And they're going to say that that went out of play. Again, what replay do you show from this one? I thought Lindholm was about to obliterate Hyman. Here's the breakaway again. Zach Hyman hounded by Lindholm. Stopped. Here's the next opportunity, and raw! What a hit from Hyman. Lindholm manages to separate Hyman from the puck, which was the mission. So mission accomplished in that regard, but Hyman did not get the worst of it as he drills Elias Lindholm. Here comes Anderson. 30 seconds to go in this Flames alleged power play.
It's nice to be in the booth with you, Chris, calling this.
Oilers have had the best chance to score. Flames hold it there. Anderson. He's got noted not Mark Stone, Mike Stone with him. Dubé. Oh, it almost squirts in front to Mangiapane. Anderson does a good job holding the line there as this penalty will expire, but the Flames still have an opportunity. Oh, Bedlam in front of their net. And how does Mangiapane miss that? Golden opportunity for the man who opened the scoring in this game. And oh, if the Flames can't win this one, that is going to haunt. Duncan Keith falling over his own goalie. That's a wide open net. And does that go off the bar? Does Smith get a piece of it? Oh, Duncan Keith clears it. Oh, doesn't matter how it stayed out. It stayed out. The Oilers kill it off. And with 1:18 to go in this period, we might still be 3 or 4 goals away from intermission. I don't know. Dude, this series rules. Can they play every year? How has it been like 30 years? That's not fair. We've been robbed. As a hockey community, we have been robbed. This is crap. Flames getting the puck in the Oilers zone. Tanev can't hold the line, though. And here comes Zach. Zach Underpaid Hyman, I believe, is his nickname. As the Flames ice the puck with just under 42 seconds to go.
For all of us, all the viewers at home and people here in the Scotiabank Saddle Dome, because this has been terrific end-to-end action. And
the 4 producer Rob had the stat. The 4 goals that were scored in, what was it, 1 minute and 11 seconds? 4 goals in 1 minute and 11 seconds is the fastest 4 goals in Stanley Cup playoff history. We witness history. We literally witness history here in Game 5 of the Battle of Alberta. Who doesn't love hockey? Big idiots. That's who. Under 20 seconds to go here. Flames in survival mode a little bit. Yamamoto. He's been a pit bull in this game. Nuge. Knocked off the puck. Yarncroke, who has had a lot of positive and negative moments in this game, will get it out.
An historic
And with a little push
and 4 goals in a minute and 11
at the end of the second period,
4-4.
we literally witnessed history. 4 goals in a minute and 11 seconds, a Stanley Cup playoff record. And a second period that began with a 1-0 Flames lead is now 4-4 heading into the third. The stakes, once again, need I remind you. Calgary Flames win. I'll see you Saturday for Game 6. The Edmonton Oilers win. They win the Battle of Alberta and become the first team to move on to the Final Four out of the Western Conference. It'll be Edmonton and Tampa Bay sitting pretty as the Oilers await the winner of Colorado St. Louis, and Tampa awaits the winner of Carolina, New York. But if that period was any indicator, we have a lot of hockey left to play. So I tell you what, we'll return, watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle after we show you a little intermission entertainment. We have Colby Armstrong interviewing Avs starting goaltender Darcy Kemper, who the Oilers almost had in a trade this offseason. They could end up going against each other. And then a little segment from Kipper and Bourne where they discuss Nathan MacKinnon and his ridiculous game and how the Avalanche might have wasted it.
It's like your old car. That's pretty cool right there. All right. Toontown boys. Yeah. That's how we do it. He's like, oh. I forgot my paper over here. Oh, no. Amateur hour!
Saved by Darcy Kemper. Stopped by Kemper. Rebound. Kemper made the save.
All right, Darce. We'll start so we can get you out of here. I just have to, Colorado, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, what's it been like? I mean, it's a ton of fun. Obviously, we're a great team and been winning a lot of games. I mean, it's what every player dreams of, is to be a part of a team like that. So it's been pretty special to play on. It's like, you know, a team that's touted, and being able to come here and be their guy. What a road it's been, hey? Yeah, I mean, I've been around long enough to know that these opportunities don't just come around. Yeah. So when you get one, you really got to take advantage of it, and just also try to enjoy it along the way. I've played for good teams before, but to play for a team like this is really rare, and one of the great teams in the league.
Partial break in. What a stop by Darcy Kemper.
Right pad, beautiful stop.
So back to your journey, 6th rounder from Saskatoon. Yeah. We both played for the Rebels, then East Coast League, and kind of like, getting chances here and there, minor leagues, up and down. Let's talk about like kind of, this journey that you've been on. It's hard. There's only so many goalie jobs, right? When you get opportunities, you got to take advantage of them and kind of ride the highs and lows and stay afloat, and eventually good things will happen. So that's what it's been all about. Yeah, and I think of the Arizona time, right? Like, you're there. I think it was like Antti Ranta gets injured. It's kind of an opening for you to come and really take the helm, right? And you had an opportunity with that injury to come in, and is that kind of like, you feel like that was like establishing a step and like being that guy? Yeah, that's kind of what you're waiting for. I mean, for me personally, I always wanted to be the go-to guy, be the starter. Yeah. There's a lot of good goalies in the league and established guys, so those opportunities are hard to come by, and it takes something like that to get you a chance, and when it comes, you gotta, make the best of it.
And Kemper has been a terrific goaltender again.
He has been moving extremely well.
All right, Darcy, you're new, but this core group's been here for a while, right? And they've had some down times to start out, and now they're kind of, they're peaking this time. Like, what's something different that you sense, besides the obvious of like, having an all-star team? Yeah. But like, is there like an attitude thing or like a difference that you can sense with this core group and this team this year with the expectations that, sets them apart from maybe other teams you played on? Or
I think it's the expectation to succeed, but also handling that success is gone. Like when we win, everyone stays even keel. Everyone's, talking about things that we can improve upon. It's not about just, we won the game, everything is great. Guys have been on successful teams here for a while now, this group. So they know how to handle it. They know what the ultimate goal is and what we're trying to strive for. So it's kind of a big picture thing where we're always trying to improve.
My last one is I was just thinking about this team and expectations and what it's supposed to be. And they've kind of, I think been looking for someone like you, right? So how does that, I guess like kind of the weight on your shoulders, or how do you mentally process that to not make it too heavy? You know what I mean? Because your team's good enough, but they got you.
I think it's just the approach to the game and, a little bit of experience of being around for a while now that, you just go out there and play and worry about what you can control and do things the right way, and things will kind of take care of themselves from there. And can't really get too far ahead of yourself and putting that kind of pressure on you.
Read about the next shot.
Exactly.
Right, Darce?
Yeah.
That's it. So keep it simple.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thanks for the time. Good
luck.
Hey,
thanks for
having
having
me. Have a good run, buddy.
Hey, thank you.
For you guys, is that McKinnon goal on the upper echelon of playoff goals, like in the history of the game? Like, where does that rank? Because that was one that got me.
It would have ranked a lot higher if they won.
But it's unbelievable that they rallied after that.
Yeah.
They come back. They use all that energy to tie the game. There's 5 minutes left. He scores that goal. The building erupts. They got a really good crowd there. It's popping. And for them to come back and find a way to score to tie it is unbelievable. Like that's a well-coached team, gritty, competitive team.
I can't. Often the co-host for a Raptor show with Will Liu is Alex Wong. He always tweets about the Raptors whenever they're in close games, or used to anyway. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. That's how I feel about the Blues. Like, you just can't count out a team that's done it before, that's seen it and gets it.
And that's the same narrative as the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Sure it is.
Even when things aren't going well, you're like, do you really want to write off guys that have found ways to get the job done?
They call themselves the Tampa Bay Findaways. Like, they know that there's not one script for this stuff. You just hang in there, be patient, and push.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm betting Calgary tonight. Not that they've done it, but I like the similar build.
If St. Louis finds a way to stretch this thing out and actually win it, I think it really takes away Nathan McKinnon's miraculous goal.
And hat trick.
It strips it down.
For sure.
For sure. Is there anyone that goal reminded you of, Bordy?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll cue it up.
All right, listen. Do we have the sound of McKinnon's or just the?
We got both.
Okay, let's play McKinnon's goal last night.
Awesome call.
The puck escapes and it's McKinnon on it. He's on his horse, powering through the speed burst. One stick alley. My goodness, what a goal from Nathan McKinnon! Hat trick, baby!
Oh, we got a baby in.
Yeah,
God, that was
hard to Ryan Singh.
That was a really electric call.
It really was. He nailed it.
All right, now, when you came into the shop today, you mentioned, and I don't remember this goal, and I should have because I'm old enough to, but your dad had a very similar goal.
All right.
In Patrick
It's the Patrick Division Finals. I was like, what round is that? What does that even mean, the Patrick Division Finals? First? Third?
I think that'd be the second round, right? Because it'd be like this round where it's the division final where they're playing within it. Yeah,
So let's go back in time and hear the sound off of that.
Here's my dad.
Coast to coast goal.
Cup, Bob Bourne moves from one end to the other in the Patrick Division Final against the New York Rangers.
And that's it. Now it's just music.
They literally don't talk
Bit
about
of a
it.
difference. If I'm not mistaken, that's Dave Hodge too, right? I think it was a clip off of Hockey Night in Canada back then.
I think in the other video it might be. It's
so make sure you Google the video because they are eerily similar. The way that the puck kind of comes around the net, your father, Bob, picks it up, and the crossovers around the net are quite a sight to be seen.
To be 6'4" and doing long crossovers. I will say my dad looks much more like an eagle flying through the sky, while McKinnon looks like a freight train about to completely.
Yes.
McKinnon, doesn't he play with anger to you guys? Like his second puck, he stick handles it into the net like he hates it. Like
he is an angry guy.
He's got a fire to him.
Well, even when after he scored that goal, he just like smashes his stick against the boards.
I know, just like, hey man, relax.
Can we play the sound at the beginning of Dave Hodge again there?
Cup. Bob Bourne moves from one end to the other.
Doesn't that sound a little bit like you're watching like a National Geographic movie, Grade 6, or hi, I'm Marlon Perkins, and you're watching Mutual of Omaha, The Wild Kingdom. That is not sports.
No, it's a different presentation.
But I actually think the move that Bob made was nicer than McKinnon's.
Oh, he
cut into the middle, like it was through the legs.
But you know where Bob lost it
was him
in the comparison?
Passing it into the bottom
is
corner.
how quickly McKinnon shovels that puck up under the bar.
Yeah.
Like
it was in his feet.
It was tight, and just the ability to lift in his body position. Like it was I'm like, I had to see that like 5 times to truly comprehend how he got the puck short side under the bar.
I was like, Philly might want to have a piece of that. I do want to ask Mike Kelly the next time he's on the show. So my dad's goal is a left shot, and he shoots it on the ice, low glove, far side. How many times this year have you seen someone shoot across the goalie and score on the ice low? Like, it's just... And this
never.
Not a knock on my dad, obviously.
Like never.
Like the goaltender, no. He would just steer it into the corner. Like it was just a different era of goaltending, which everyone knows, but boy, it was different. Substantially different.
The skating looked great though.
Yeah.
Flying.
Well, I would love to see him without 13-pound gum boots or whatever the skates were in 1978 or whatever year that was.
I think
when's the last time you got new skates?
Oh gosh. I want to say 15 years ago.
I got new wheels this year. Yeah. I got new wheels this year.
Yeah, except you got graphs, so not really.
But I mean, I had graphs before, and they were falling apart, so I bought new ones. And
I don't even
they
know
felt
if graphs
exactly
are good
the same.
anymore. No disrespect to graph. Maybe they're
incredible. I don't even think they make them anymore.
Did you I don't care what league or just tell me. Like, if you've experienced a few of those rushes ever?
Yeah.
Like I had a couple in junior.
Yeah.
And just the whole mindset and the mentality is like, okay, I've gotten this far. I'm going to try to keep going.
Yeah.
And then, I gotten this far. And then you're like, okay, when is this going to...
Well, you're just on to the next piece of the puzzle.
Exactly.
And you're like, that's a lot of puzzle
but
pieces.
you still have time in your head to go, okay, like, where is everybody? Why am I not... Why didn't I not chop this up into 1,000 pieces by now?
Yeah.
Why haven't I turned the puck over? I'm this close to the goal. Holy moly.
Might as well just shoot it in the hockey net.
I'm going to cut this to the back end. It's in, yeah.
But these guys now, whether you're McDavid or McKinnon or Austin Matthews, I think there's an expectation now that they can and they will break through. Like they're not scared to try an end-to-end rush. And then there's others that wouldn't even begin to go down that path. It's like, no, even if I'm a forward and I find myself wheeling around the net, I got to make that first pass before I screw myself into the ground.
I will say I am more prone to like McDavid will make a pass out of those rushes, right? He'll get everyone to sort of believe he's going to do it and then he'll dish out of it. Like McKinnon sometimes just it's that want that he has, this absurd want that he just, I'm doing this. I'm taking it, and it rarely works like that, but
Hi, everybody. Sorry. I know I'm very close to the camera in that commercial, but it's working. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. What do you get when you tune in to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle? Only history! Four goals. 4 in 1 minute and 11 seconds. Literally historic. It's the fastest 4 goals in a Stanley Cup playoff game in NHL history. Goofy. Second period began 1-0 Flames. Then the Oilers start to control the play a little bit until the Flames score again. To go up 2-0. Backlund with a tip in front. Darnell Nurse quickly turns the tide. Gets the Oilers on the board. Fired up. Odd man rush after the Flames have an amazing shift, but the Oilers turn it back up the other way. Zach Hyman leading the charge for a 3-on-1. It gets through Jake Markstrom, and Jesse Puljujarvi helps it get across the line. 2-2. Just like that. Oilers take the lead. I think it was Hyman. They happen so fast. Gaudreau gets it back in short order. It's tied again. Flames go up again. Don't ask me who scored the Yarncroke. It was Yarncroke. And as for the tying goal for the Oilers, dude, Bouchard. Man, I'm so good at this. This should be my job. Holy 7 goals in one period, 4 of which coming 1 minute and 11 seconds apart. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe, and tell all your friends. And I mean it, tell all your friends. Because right now, you probably got a friend who maybe they decided they were going to go to bed. It's 1-0. This is a boring game. No. You got to wake them up. You got to tell them, hey, loser, get out of bed. Or you know what? Hey, loser, stay in bed, but just watch this game on your phone. You're able to do that, don't you know? You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your tablet. Have a big screen in bed. Maybe you got one of those setups where you can watch TV in bed. Be extra lazy. I have that setup. Some doctors say it's not good for you. Those doctors are nosy and should mind their business. You can watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle anywhere, and you can watch the third period now. Coming up. Oilers win. The series is done. Oilers win the Battle of Alberta in 5. Flames win. See you Saturday for Game 6. Crack that neck there, Leon. Flames, Oilers. Score 4-4. Third period starts now. Backlund winning the draw for the Flames. And away we go. Truly bizarre game. Speed has been picking up. Hyman out there with McDavid and Draisaitl, which is something that Woodcroft went to there in the second period. Nothing against Evander Kane. It's just Zach Hyman. He's due to 6 goals in this series. What a monster. And he's been having yet another effective game tonight. McDavid holds the puck in. Bouchard tied this thing up. Going for a walk way behind the net. And the Flames will try to take advantage of that. Draisaitl playing defense. And with the pickoff. Gets it up the ice to McDavid. Ref running a little interference. Zach Hyman. Stopped by Markstrom. That was almost a beauty. Matthew Tkachuk gets around Nurse. That's actually a nifty little play. But Draisaitl again works it out. The Battle of Alberta rules. Oilers pick it out of the air. Here comes Yamamoto. Clear path. Shoots. Stop by Markstrom. Rebound. Doesn't go in. Evander Kane's still with it. That pace hasn't really taken a dip, has it? Puck into the corner. Nuge. Tries to throw it on. He'll have to settle for around the net. Good Chuck. Off the boards and out. Oh my goodness. It was 1-0 after 1, and before the game I said it was going to be a lower event game, a lower score game. It's going to be like 3-2. And when it was 1-0 after 1, I was so smug. I thought I was so smart. And it turns out I'm as dumb as everyone on Twitter says. Actually, joke's on them. I'm dumber. That's a nice play from Puljujärvi. Separates his man from the puck. The Oilers got a decent little cycle going here. Exhausting the Flames behind their net. Rasmus Anderson looking a little uncomfortable there, wasn't he? As the Flames get it deep. Shots 23-20. Not the highest event game if you just go by that metric. But if you've been watching the thing, you know that it is an absolute volcano of a game. Lucic can't clear. Bouchard throws it on. Stop. Flames can't chip it in there, so it'll go up the other way. And oh, McDavid. He's had a bunch of pucks skip on him. A bunch of passes just not quite as cleanly received as they could have been. A bunch of chances that if he gets them, he's burying it. Like, look at this. He's got the linesman running interference. Yamamoto, great opportunity here. You just saw that Hyman one, and oh, it goes through Markstrom, but he gets just enough. Wow, Ozers. Backlund taking on McDavid, and McDavid wins in the face-off. Bouchard breaks it out. Oilers have had some big-time confidence in those stretch passes as this game has worn on. Backlund, that's a good entry. Gets it to Gaudreau. Nothing doing. Backlund again. Got one of the goals in this game. He's been dangerous. Gaudreau's been real dangerous. Shifty. Gets it to Hanifin. Hanifin on. Not dangerous enough. Flames really walking that blue line, and no one home, so the Oilers will turn it back up the other way. Here they come with numbers. Wide. Cody Ceci. Wide open. Shoots. On. Rebound.
With the left pad makes the stop. Here's Ryan McLeod. Reversing it against Yarncroke. Intercepted by Goodbranson. And out at center, Mangiapane.
Are they? They can't be counting the shots right in this game. It definitely feels way more high octane than the shots suggest. Some big hits in this game too. Kind of underratedly. There's Dubé. He's been throwing them all night. Puljujärvi. He's been having a great game. Stopped by Markstrom. Big rebounds have been there though. Big rebounds. For both goalies, but I'd say Markstrom in particular. Flames get new bodies over the boards. And they'll chip it in and attack with speed. Coleman! Off the side of the net! Oh! That's a bad angle shot. He sort of tried to wish himself to above the goal line. Didn't quite work. The Flames get a deep rebound. Oh. Draisaitl. What a pass to McDavid. Here he comes. Oh. Ooh. Tkachuk, he does get it. Holds it. Help comes. Zadorov shoots. Stopped by the glove of Mike Smith. He's made a few glove saves in this game.
Oh, and Mike Smith
And a little over 5.5 gone in the third here. Here's that chance again for Coleman. Yeah, I think he hits the bar actually. Oh, so close. Oh, if he just takes a half second to just scooch. He just got to scooch. Ah. Shots basically even. Score dead even.
Absolutely. Well, if you are going to play the puck as
what a game.
As Mike Smith does, you will turn it over. It's inevitable.
Duncan Keith out at center, looking for Fogle. Zadorov off the boards, and that skips to the Edmonton line.
I do not need an allergy attack right now.
Tyson Barrie.
I get one of these little attacks per period. It's not fun. Fogle, deep in the flame zone, doing a good job there on Goodbranson. Zadorov misses the check. On from Barrie. Oh, that almost gets through. He'll try it again. Nope, he gets it deep into the corner. McLeod with free reign. Barrie gets it again at the point. Kulak, lonely over there. On! Stop by Markstrom, and there's a rebound. Scooped up by Mangiapane.
Edmonton starts an oil change. And you're so right, Chris. That's a great third line shift by the Oilers.
Gatorade was a good choice.
In the Flames end.
It's Gatorade watered down by water. I know usually you load up on coffee for these things, but I needed the electrolytes. This is silly. Silly!
Stop. Close call here in the third for Blake Coleman.
Blake Coleman comes close. Mike Smith with the old panic dive. We still got a tied game. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Do we have a break? I think we do. And we will be right back. Watch a carnival with Steve Dangle. The Battle of Alberta is ridiculous. I love it. Watch the Battle of Alberta. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. There's only about 13 minutes to go in regulation anyway. In this Game 5 between Calgary and Edmonton.
6 shots on goal, 10 shot attempts for Gaudreau in his first goal of this series.
Gosh, this is ridiculous.
Evan Bouchard up off Yamamoto, and
it was 1-0 after one.
Calgary's own 7 minutes.
7 goals in the second. 4 of them coming in a span of a minute and 11 seconds. If you're just joining us, and if you're wondering, I wonder if that's a record. It is. It is literally a Stanley Cup playoff record. And now we're here. If you have friends who thought they could go to bed, wake them up. Send them the link. Tell them, shut up. I don't care if you have work tomorrow. Get up. If you have friends who are watching this game on some weird website that's going to give them a virus and steal their identity, give them the link. Be a good pal. Or if you just know someone, be a friend. Backlund shoots. Stop by Smith. He didn't look too sure that he had it, but he's got it. 12:16 to go. Regulation here.
Starts the rush. Gets a return pass, and now watch this nice switch with Lewis in the
Backlund,
neutral zone trying to
I
break
think, is
away.
having the best game of the series, or his best game of the series.
Gets this shot on that Mike
Offensively, he's been decent on the D side of the puck. Obviously got a goal, and he's still generating chances. Flames win the face-off in the O zone.
Sutter, the general manager. Here's Trevor Lewis up high.
Walking the line.
Far corner, McDavid shoulder to shoulder with Backlund. Kulak steps in to help out.
Lewis out there with Backlund and Coleman.
On the right side, Draisaitl knocked off his stick by Hannafin. And Noah Hannafin will regroup it to Anderson. And
Man, those Oilers, you can't flub a pass around them. They're so dangerous, and we get a whistle. I think that probably went into one of the benches.
And you can just feel
Went out of play for a brief moment.
tension here in the building, and the fans are
Wes McCauley and Eric Furlat are your officials. They are two of the most experienced officials in these playoffs. I believe I meant to tell you that before they scored 1 billion goals in 2 seconds.
it's a little more nervous.
And something tells me an elimination game, third period, tied. They're not going to call a penalty unless you make them.
Cody Ceci sends it down in the flame zone. Fogel's after it. It comes loose. And Calgary
Flames shank it
is out at center.
and
Led
get it
by
out. Zadorov gives it to Gaudreau, but he receives it in his feet. And Lindholm, oh my goodness, he's been sniffing all night.
Vogel trying to flip
And
away,
his
and
3
now
best
Gaudreau
chances of the game, he's probably
played
missed.
it to the Calgary line where Gaudreau got it.
He's had a few opportunities, though, right there in the blue paint. And you get the impression that if the Flames are going to get one, it might be off his stick.
Here's Matthew Tkachuk.
The Flames need one, or their season is over.
Rejects that. Gaudreau
Gaudreau
back the
with
other
it
way.
behind the net.
Tanev will work down the boards.
Tanev holds the line.
Up there.
But he can't quite get to the puck. And Yamamoto will break it out for the Oilers.
Tyler Yamamoto with speed. Trying to
With
cut it
speed,
inside.
lots of speed. Holds it for Kane, shoots! Oh, off the toe of Markstrom! And the Flames clear it from danger.
There, but hung in.
They haven't gotten out of the zone yet. You might want to do that first. Tanev and Shillington almost running into each other. Maybe the best opportunity of the third period so far. Puck off the side of the Oilers' net. Yarncroke, who's been a pit bull in this game, fighting for it. Draisaitl falling over. Mangiapane's got it. He's driving the net. Shoots! Ooh, he was looking for backhand top corner, and he almost got it. Draisaitl, good bump there. Allows himself to get out of the zone. Building speed. He's got friends with him. Driving the net.
Taken away there by Yarncroke.
And oh boy, he looks gassed.
Mangiapane at center. Past the midway mark
Oh,
of
he
the
does
third.
not look comfortable at all.
Both teams changing.
Flames trying to slow the game down a little bit.
And now advancing.
They've been the better team when the game has been slow.
Branson chips it in, and he'll
Problem is the Oilers keep making it fast.
Duncan Keith swept it around. It reaches Ryan.
And here come the Oilers with a little bit of speed,
Off the skate to Backlund
or at least they tried.
with Vogel
Flames
loose
break it up.
at the Calgary line.
The Oilers still putting lots of pressure,
Coleman sends
making
it
the
across.
breakout hard.
Vogel's gonna pick that
So
off.
hard that they can't do it.
Warren
Fogel.
along the boards on a
Ryan, oh, Fogel
by Branson.
gets rocked.
Vogel's slow to get
He's
up.
slow to get up. He wanted a call, and I told you he's not going to get it.
Back the other way. Blake
Coleman
following up Zadorov.
keeps it alive.
In behind
Zadorov
back
behind the
foot,
net.
and Evan Bouchard there to regain possession for Edmonton. Flying
Oh!
in there was
Shifty play from Tkachuk. Flames not able to take advantage.
the Calgary bench might be getting a little shorter here.
Shillington
Late
up
stages
the
of this
boards
game
for
under
Coleman.
9 minutes to go
Coleman
now, and
over to Shillington again.
Shillington over the line.
Breaking in with speed. Lindholm rips it. Stopped by Mike Smith. Oh! Nasty cross check to the ribs there. Nurse on Shillington.
There's Kane with the shot.
Again.
Tanev
They ain't calling it. A block there from Tanev. Oh, Markstrom just gets a toe on it. Look at this. Oh, his tippy toe, the blade. And the Battle of Alberta remains tied. You need a breather? Me too. We'll be right back. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with this silly goose right here, Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like. Click like. Shouldn't be that difficult to say. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. It's past midnight where I'm from, but I am wide awake. This game is absurd. Calgary doing their best to keep their season alive. Oh my God, you really can't miss a second. And the Oilers doing their best to advance to the Final Four. McDavid, shifty, didn't like the speed, so he goes back. Keith to Bouchard. Bouchard, great long pass for Hyman. Hyman, great job fighting off Anderson, fires it on. Stop, McDavid tries to get it. Him and Draisaitl fighting for it behind the net. Oh, McDavid, dangerous opportunity in front. Hyman can't get to it. Draisaitl, soft feather pass for McDavid. Bouchard whips it across for Keith. Dangerous pass, but it works. Hyman in there again. Oilers doing a great job behind the Flames net. But they're looking for that opportunity. This might be it. Keith puts it on. Blocked. Anderson once again battling with Hyman. McDavid throws it around for Bouchard. Shoots. Oh, and that is stopped by Markstrom. Look at the eyebrows from Hyman. He knows. God, that was a hell of a shift. Exhausting for all involved. Hyman, what a warrior. What a warrior. Watching his career from start to finish. I mean, there was concerns about his contract and the 7 years and hard miles on the body. Honestly, he's consistently gotten better with age. Not that he's that old. I think he's like, what, 29? Late 20s? Early 30s at max. He's gotten better with age. He's just always adding different tools to that tool belt, all while bringing one of the best engines, one of the best work ethics in the National Hockey League. He's a special player, man. Yarncroke gets it in. Mangiapane chases this down. Barry coughs it up. Kulak will break it out. This is actually a good read from Kulak here. Real good. Tries to throw it on. Doesn't make it through. And once again, Oilers skedaddle. Flames hold it. Chris Tanev with speed. Oh, good pick there. almost a clean pass to Kachuk. I think it was Yamamoto who picked it off. Nuge to Yamamoto, who's scrunched there. A Lindholm.
Who's got a little more room. That center pass, Keane and
These two teams hunt each other doggedly at both ends of the ice. Highly competitive series.
Lindholm through center. Trevor
Lewis smushed by Nurse, but he doesn't give up. Keeps it alive for the Flames.
Michael Backlund after it again.
How is this not out? Finally is, and here come the Oilers. Nope. Turned over. Backlund. He's got Coleman with him. Shoots. And it's in! It's in! Just under 6 minutes to go. Michael Backlund puts it on. Blake Coleman drives the net. And I don't know who got the final little piece of it. And it doesn't matter because they had a flaming C on their chest. That's all that matters for the Calgary Flames right now. With less than 6 minutes to go in the third, they lead 5-4. And for the time being, their season is still alive. This is going to be very interesting. Backlund shovels it in, and it's going to go off Coleman's skate. But the way they've called it this season, they might review it, but there's no chance they call that a distinct kicking motion. The way it's been called this season. But if you're the Edmonton Oilers, I mean, you got to ask for them to take a look, don't you? Now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, they're going to take a look at this. If I'm not mistaken, this is not a challenge. This is not a coach's challenge from the Edmonton Oilers. So if they get it wrong, there's no consequence. Wes McCauley and Eric Furlat. We've got to get NHL officials a bigger screen. Like, look at it. It's smudged. Oh, offside potentially. No, that's not offside. Did the Oilers challenge for offside, or are they just looking at the kick?
This is not an official challenge.
Because if they challenge for offside, the Oilers are going to be in trouble.
Now, with the referees looking at it, this is more likely what they're looking at.
And here's
was it kicked in?
Okay, that's close.
Yeah, there's no. It doesn't sound like there's a challenge. Yeah, like. I understand why you. I understand why you would call it a distinct kicking motion. But it's not. The way they've called kicks this season, no chance. It was almost offside, almost isn't enough. That's not a kick. I do appreciate Coleman celebrating before the goal goes in. He knew. He knew. Mike Smith probably not liking that Coleman crashes into him, but if you're Coleman, you probably argue that you're getting pushed by a falling Cody Ceci.
If there's an argument to be made that that's a kicking motion, but man, it sure looks to me like
you got to kind of see it in full speed. Slow-mo, it doesn't look like a kick. The faster it is, it actually kind of does a little bit. I'd be very surprised if this was overturned based on how kicks have been called this season, but this is a longer review. Now, the record for longest review in these playoffs is 9 minutes for the Tampa Killorn goal that was called back.
I don't know how you could rule that that's a kicking motion.
At that speed, it doesn't look like a kick.
And what would be particularly frustrating is that puck looked
He definitely extends his leg, but it's not a distinct kicking motion. We're going to get the call here. This is Eric Furlat with the call. No goal! I'm shocked.
That is a wow.
What was the call? Kick?
Is a stunning call.
Absolutely.
He said kick.
And one that's going to get
Wow, that's shocking, man.
And Daryl Sutter now is
Wow.
he wants an answer.
I'm very surprised.
It's so close. It could go.
I mean, listen, it is. For all you who say it's a kick, it is. But it doesn't matter because they haven't been calling kicks.
Surprised, right? Okay.
This season, a kick, like you basically have to soccer style kick it. The way Coleman did it, basically with just the side of his foot going forward, yes, it's a kick, but it hasn't been deemed a distinct kicking motion this season. And tomorrow, should that end the Flames season, and it might, if the Flames season ends tonight, you're going to see a compilation tomorrow of kicked in goals that counted. And there are going to be far more egregious ones than that. Oilers now applying pressure. Oh, good job there from Trevor Lewis as the Flames break it out. And oh boy. The NHL Situation Room in Toronto already quite unpopular league-wide. With a massive, massive call. Oh no, blown tire! And here come the Oilers. Ceci throws it around. Kachuk, no glove. Oilers taking advantage of a little bit of disarray from the Flames. Yamamoto to the point. Oilers put it on. Kane with it behind the net. If the Oilers win, I don't need to say it, but after that call, it's going to be problems. I'm telling you, someone's going to put together a compilation of kicked-in goals that counted from this season. And based on some of the ones that counted, I'm very surprised that was no goal. The other part of it is, I'd have to watch the replay again. I was too busy looking for the kick, but wouldn't that have gone in if Coleman hadn't have touched it? It was on its way. Under 4 minutes to go in regulation here. Puljujärvi chasing down Goodbranson. Ooh, that was almost dangerous. Flames break it out slowly. 3.5 to go here in the third period. McDavid. Geez, a bunch of guys have been falling down. Here comes McDavid. Flying in. Draisaitl shoots. Stopped by Markstrom. Draisaitl, I mean, who's better standing still than Leon Draisaitl? Good Lord. With the defensive play in the offensive zone, the Oilers hold it in. That gives McDavid another opportunity to hound the puck. Puck in the Flames corner again. Chris Tanev looking to break out, but he's got the world's fastest player on him. Gaudreau. Spin. Oh, what a pass for a one-timer to Kachuk, and he flubs it. From the Oilers, Yamamoto, he's had amazing speed tonight. Good stop by Markstrom on Nuge. Another stop from Markstrom. Johnny Gaudreau. Oh, can't quite get it to Lindholm. Lindholm's barely had the puck on his stick in this game, but when he has, it's been a scoring chance. Oh, Gaudreau can't get to that, and he goes for the line change. Mangiapane, bit of a miscalculation there. Puljujärvi goes after it. And the Oilers have the Flames where they want them. They throw it on through traffic. Where is it? Oilers hold it in. I read that right away. The Oilers had numbers. The Flames didn't. But nothing too dangerous. And now under 2 minutes to go in regulation. Still 4-4. We're getting into what I like to call basically overtime territory. Backlund! Oh, he throws it on to a guy facing the wrong way. Coleman, the man who had his goal taken away just moments ago, had the puck. Here comes McDavid again. In the slot, shot, misses. Hanifin looks to break it out as the Flames get some reinforcements over the boards, and it's put into the Oilers bench. Mikko Koskinen, I think, with the save there. He's saying, no, I had that. I had that. Mark it down. That counts towards my next contract. Here's that McDavid chance. Ooh.
Markstrom reads that. Now McDavid to Draisaitl. That's a good hard wrister. That's a quality.
Markstrom hasn't really been great in this series.
Made it look easy.
And I didn't love the Puljujärvi goal. But this is maybe his best game of the series. It's a low bar. But he's keeping the Flames alive right now. 1 minute to go in the third period. Lindholm swats it down.
Couldn't get it under control. Racing in is Tanev.
Aggressive play from Tanev. Puck in the air. Lindholm fighting for it. Gaudreau can't come up with it. Here comes Yamamoto. He's been a speedster all night. Tanev tries to break it up. Can't quite do it. Kane throws it on. Rebound. Wide. Under 40 seconds to go. Evander Kane still has the puck. Knocked off his stick, but the Oilers still have it. Oh. Markstrom stops it with his chest.
Nice rush up the ice, and he's going to be up against Chris Tanev.
And Nurse said, I swear.
One-on-one, and then he's just going to drop the puck back right there to Kane. The first shot wasn't as dangerous. That second opportunity was, and then Nurse from well out, but no traffic, and Markstrom's able to handle that one.
How are we feeling, Oilers fans? How are we feeling, Flames fans? How are we feeling, everybody? Hockey's the best. 32.1 seconds to go here in the third. Oilers win the faceoff, but Keith with the no good pass to Brett Kulak. And the Oilers will have to recollect themselves. That's a good play from Yarncroke. Hits it to Backlund. Backlund driving the net. Oh! Oh! Oh, and Markstrom makes the save. I mean, Smith, the other one. Here comes McDavid. He's hit. Draisaitl with the puck. Duncan Keith joins him. 2-1 in the Battle of Alberta. Game 5 will go to overtime. Because naturally, for the sake of your heart, a 7-goal period is followed up by a 0-goal period. Well, it depends who you ask. Oh, Coleman arguing with Wes McCauley, saying the Game 5 should be in the books for Calgary. I'm not going to lie, I am very surprised that didn't count. Not those guys, though. They knew. What a turn of events. Let's get a poll going in the chat. Should that Blake Coleman, Freudian slip, should that Blake Coleman goal that was called off have counted? Yes, no, and I don't know the rules. Man, oh man. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like. Click subscribe. Tell all your friends. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. Every time I've been telling you, hey, send this to your friends. They're going to love it. But they can't be arsed to watch a whole game. All right. It's overtime now. It's a playoff game. It's an elimination playoff game heading into overtime. And I'm just going to say it. If you don't send it to your friend, you're a bad friend. If they got work in the morning, text them, wake them up. Do it. Your mom, your dad, a classmate you haven't spoken to in 12 years. Have them be like, who the hell, how did you get this? Dude. So I'm scouring Twitter right now because Twitter is usually very good at this. Yeah, oh boy, Scott Wheeler with a good one. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to share this with the producers, and I'm going to see if they can get it visible for us. I knew I had seen a worse example of a kicking motion. There's a goal in a Toronto Maple Leafs versus Ottawa Senators game. There's a goal from, I believe it's Chris Tierney. And it counted. It counted. Oh my God. There's no way. It's like he punts it. He punts it. Oh my God. I'm very surprised. I do have to say. So producer Rob can post it in the chat so you can click it and see it. Flames fans, you won't believe that this goal counted, but the Coleman goal did not. Oh, I gotta say, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. And again, it's not kick. It doesn't matter if he kicked it. It's distinct kicking motion, and that might sound ridiculous, but there is a difference. Usually the side of the skate, as long as you're not like flicking your foot, they count those. In my experience watching anyway, it's not like I've watched every game ever. But generally speaking, it's if your foot stays on the ice, it's usually cool. And if you don't flick your ankle, it's cool. I thought Coleman's skate was on the ice and he didn't flick his ankle. 53% say yes, it was a goal. 35% say no, and 12 say I don't know the rules. And the poll has 4,000 votes. Far fewer than 12% of you know the rules. Dude, I don't know the rules. I obviously don't know the rules. I thought it was a goal. Dude. Do we have it? Can we show it? Okay, we're going to show it in a second. This is Chris Tierney scoring a goal for the Ottawa Senators against the Toronto Maple Leafs. This goal counted. It was a kick in a regular season game. I'm going to send another one. This one is from a Vegas Golden Knights Seattle Kraken game. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to dig in. I obviously don't have an interest in who wins this game. If the Oilers win, cool. If the Flames win, cool. But I'm just saying, based on what I have seen this season, there's no way that's a kick. Oh, this one's even worse. Okay, so sorry. As the producers pull this up, I put it in the chat. Maybe producer Rob can put it in the chat. There's a Chandler Stevenson goal for the Vegas Golden Knights against the Seattle Kraken. And this one counted, and it's funny because this is not a distinct kicking motion. Well, what is it? He flicks his foot. Oh boy. I think if you're the National Hockey League right now, I mean, you probably want your biggest stars to be in the Final Four. So you're like, okay, Draisaitl, McDavid in the Final Four. That's pretty cool. But if you're Wes McCauley and Eric Furlat, and the guys in the NHL Situation Room, and everyone who had to make that decision, right now you're probably going, go Flames. Because to make that call in Calgary and to have it potentially cost them their season, that's going to be a tough one. That's really, really going to be a tough one. I mean, after the Tierney goal that I just showed you, there's no justification. There's no justification. One of those calls is wrong. You know what I mean? You can call the Blake Coleman one a kick, but if that's a kick, then the Tierney one was a kick. If the Tierney one was a goal, the Coleman one's a goal. They're one and the same. The Stevenson one is hilarious. I hope we get to pull it up, but we might not have time. They are going to play overtime after all this. We're going to get the Chandler Stevenson one in 1 sec. Man. And with Cody Ceci all over him too. Oh, if I was a Flames fan, I'd be beside myself. Stevenson's foot. Watch the little flick. Flick. Yeah, like, bro, that's not a kick. Oh my goodness gracious. Here it is. Here it is. Well, okay. Maybe they counted it because Philip Grubauer's effort on that goal was awful. Seriously, what the hell was that? That was awful. Dude, we've seen oh my good God. This one's even better. This one's even better. I promised to our producers this is the last one. I'm not going to keep putting you through this. There was a goal in a Winnipeg Jets versus Calgary Flames game it's a World Cup of Soccer punt. But it wasn't ruled a distinct kicking motion. Man, if the Flames season ends tonight, and I'm a Flames fan, that's going to be a tough one to swallow. But the Oilers, in my humble opinion, catch a very big break. And the way this game was going, like, they might have tied it. Flames could have gone up and the Oilers might have tied it. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Hopefully we're able to get that third goal up. I'll answer some questions in the meantime. We're obviously tap dancing here. Jonathan, who scores the OT winner? Oh, do we have the goal? Okay, so we can't show you this one, but we're gonna put it in the chat. The Jets versus Flames goal. It's a karate kick, and this goal counted. So it's in the chat. Check it out if you want, or don't. Who's gonna get the overtime winner? Feels like McDavid hasn't had the best game by his standard. I mean, his worst game is most people's best. I'm going to say for the Flames, Lindholm. He's had a lot of chances and just has sort of come off unlucky. Although Backlund's had a very good game. I'm going to stick with Lindholm. And for the Oilers, I'm torn. I'm torn between Evander Kane. Oh, Zach Hyman too. I'm torn between Evander Kane and Kailer Yamamoto. Kane's been so much more dangerous. I'm going to give it to Kane. So we got, who'd I say? Elias Lindholm and Evander Kane. Shut up. Text from producer Drew. Well, at least it wasn't a 10:30 puck drop. Yeah, it was almost 10 though. One thing I will say about the Oilers and Flames is they're both liars when it comes to puck drop. Liars. What else we got for questions? From Banana. Why does McDavid have no points tonight so far? Well, I think it's mostly that he's a bad player. Sorry, once a period, I just die. And this is now going into period 4. It's not that McDavid is having a bad game. It's that should Ken Holland buy him out? I think that's the question. No, he still looks dangerous, dude. He just doesn't look as dangerous. He just, like, he's been getting into the open areas. He's been having a harder time getting the puck with speed. Flames have been a good job depriving him of those opportunities. But he's also just, I don't know if this is the Flames applying good pressure or bad luck, but he's had a few passes head his way that just sort of bounced funny or skipped over his stick. Who do you got in overtime, by the way? You asked me, let me ask you. Who do you got in overtime? James, why did I think the Battle of Alberta was overhyped? It's so good. Listen, rivalry series can be overhyped. The Battle of Florida sucked. Oh, man. You know what one of the most disappointing series was ever? Okay. The first time Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin faced off in the playoffs ruled. The first 6 games of that 7-game series ruled. Dueling hat tricks. It was awesome. Game 7, the Penguins won like 6-1 or something like that. And like, if you're a Penguins fan, you eat that up. But as a neutral observer, which I'm sure a lot of people were for that series, you want to see Sid, you want to see Ovi, you want to see how it goes. It was such a good series, and that end was just kind of womp womp. One team dominating the other. This rules. This series has been such a carnival. It is possible to have a fun 5-game series. I'm reminded of an OHL record that I believe still stands. This was Taylor Hall. Was it Taylor Hall? It was Taylor Hall and like Ryan Ellis's Windsor Spitfires in the second round series against Nazem Kadri and John Tavares's London Knights. It was a 5-game series, and the reason it holds up as such an exciting series and a record-breaking series is all 5 games went to overtime. So you look at a 5-game series and you're like, oh, well, Windsor dominated London. They beat them in 5 games. Yeah, they all went to overtime, though. They were all as tight and as close as they could possibly end up. But this is the first overtime we get in this series. Stockman, is it a dang it if the Flames lose? I know producer Drew's awake. I think it is. Less a dang it that they call it, and more a dang it that no one knows the rules. But I tell you what, this rules. Overtime. Battle of Alberta. This is what they play for. This is what we watch for. Calgary wins. They play Saturday in Game 6. Oilers win. Bye-bye, Flames. Flames go home. Disappointing end to their season. And the Oilers, for the first time in the McDavid era, advance to the Final Four. Duncan Keith, whack! Gets it deep. Hyman almost gets it on the entry. That's now 2 times in the first 40 seconds. Markstrom has left his net to play the puck. Interesting move there from Lindholm. Gets it to Gaudreau. Gaudreau throws it on. Stopped by Markstrom. Oh, weird bounce. Oh, Flames can't quite take advantage. Oh, Chuck holds the zone. Oilers try to say that it went off the netting, but it doesn't. Oilers will break it out. There's Yamamoto. Making me think maybe I should have picked him. Oh, no, never mind. There's Evander Kane. Zadorov trying to get his stick back. Oh, boy, there was no one in front of the Flames net for a while. No defender, anyway. And an errant pass Tyson Berry has to go back for. Oh, man. Next goal wins. Gotta love overtime. We had a 7-goal period in the second. Something tells me we're not going to get quadruple overtime tonight. Because we're going to get quintuple overtime tonight. Oh! Stop by Markstrom. Where's the puck? Behind the net. A lot of sticks coming out of hands already in this overtime. On! Stop by Markstrom! Oh, Backlund breaks it out. Oilers with it behind their own net. Big stretch pass. Puljujärvi can't get it. Anderson with it behind the Flames net. There's McDavid, terrifying as ever. Oh, Lindholm! Here he is! Shoots! Stopped by Mike Smith! Flames still with it, throws it on! Oilers break it out. What an opportunity for the Flames to send this to Game 6. And we get an icing call and a face-off in the Oilers zone.
Watch a shot from Bouchard through traffic and just a right toe of Markstrom.
Goodness.
Able to make that one, and then
What a stop from Markstrom.
Watch this play.
Oh, Mike Smith almost blowing it there. But rushing back and making a good stop there on Lindholm, who's been all around it all night. Only 2.5 minutes gone here in this overtime. Keeping track of time doesn't really matter much anymore. Shot! Lindholm again. We stopped by Mike Smith. Mike Smith, but Flames will get another ozone rebound. Tense. Both teams. That's a great, really well-placed shot there from Lindholm, but Mike Smith equal to it. Lucic takes the ice for the Flames in the ozone. Kalle Järnkrok.
Good point.
Dylan Dubé. They win the faceoff. Tanev to Shillington. Works it behind the net. Järnkrok. Followed by Nugent Hopkins, and Nuge comes out with it. Nuge to Evander Kane. Gets it deep. Yamamoto fighting for it with Tanev. You wonder what percentage he's playing at. Dubé takes down Kane. Whoa! Tanev rocks Yamamoto. You don't want to be the one who takes a penalty in overtime. Flames. Partial 3-on-2. Shoots it on. Mike Smith stops it. Dubé taking on 2 different Oilers behind the net. Oilers soar it out. Good clear. No ice. Todorov has it. Pass into the skates results in a turnover. Oh, good job holding the line there, but the Oilers break in anyway. Ooh! A risky play there from Toffoli, and it doesn't pay off. Almost. Bouchard throws it on! Oh, a deflection that almost results in a goal. Mangiapane breaks it out with Backlund. Backlund can't get it back to him, though. So he throws it in. Mike Smith stops it up, and almost pincered there by 2 Flames. Here come the Oilers. Draisaitl. On. Oh, baby. Toffoli. Long pass. Doesn't quite work. Duncan Keith with the puck in his own zone. We haven't even played 5 minutes of overtime. This is ridiculous. Markstrom out to play it. I'm just going to say it. The goalies at both ends of the ice have been way too comfortable playing the puck in this overtime, man. That much space, because he will take everything from you. And with that shot, McDavid takes away the season of the Calgary Flames. The Edmonton Oilers win the Battle of Alberta 4-1. And for the first time in his career, Connor McDavid is off to the Final Four as the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. Let's get a look at this replay. Scores, as he so often does. And Jay Woodcroft in
the
Bakersfield to start this
And
season
Connor McDavid with his 7th goal
is now halfway
of
to a
these
Stanley
playoffs.
Cup.
And Edmonton heading to the Western
And now that
Final for the first
goal
time since 2006.
that was not the Blake Coleman goal that was called back
And this was a true battle.
is going to be
Ended in
an
5 games, but I think it
enormous
was much closer
topic of
than that.
conversation in Calgary and in the hockey world.
Points in 8 consecutive games for McDavid now.
There were two options tonight.
Thought he might have had the
Game
winner
6
in the
on
third.
Saturday or
And I
handshakes.
think a lot of fans, Calgary fans,
You're
would
seeing those
agree with that.
handshakes right now.
Well, we waited 31 years. For
What a
it, and we got
series.
our money's worth
Yeah, we
in this
did.
series,
We did, Chris.
even though it
These Edmonton
ends a little
Oilers
quicker than some might have anticipated
are not
in
the
5.
Edmonton Oilers
Yeah, I was one of those. I was certain that
that
gonna
we
have a
saw
6 or 7 game
right around the
series.
time Dave
Just
Tippett got
seemed like the
fired.
teams were too
No, sir.
closely
No way.
matched.
And the two
And
goaltenders
likewise,
get,
these Calgary Flames,
commiserate because that
they're
was
not
a
the
tough
Calgary
series
Flames
on
that
both
won
of
their
them.
division.
That was a tough series. Lots of scoring, and it's not what the series
For a
opponents
number of
expected,
months,
although
Daryl
Mike
Sutter
certainly
seemed to
did
be
enjoy a
warming us up
five-game victory.
for a Western Conference final
There are a lot of goals that were scored in this
between
series,
the
and
Colorado
Jacob
Avalanche
Markstrom would be the first to
and the
tell you
Calgary
that
Flames.
That was not the series that he was looking forward to.
Started with a 9-6
And tomorrow night,
game, and it ends
the
with
Edmonton
a
Oilers
9-goal game and a 5-4.
will be watching the Colorado Avalanche play the St. Louis Blues, having already won their series.
Interesting series between the Colorado Avalanche and
Daryl
the
Sutter
St.
giving
Louis
big
Blues,
props to
and
Zach
that may
Hyman,
go
and
away.
why
Yes,
not?
that may go 7, right? They're back in St. Louis tomorrow. We know how difficult
Special
that
words for
building is,
McDavid.
and I wouldn't be surprised to see them going back to Denver.
Why
for
not?
Game 7.
Daryl Sutter
Blake
with
Coleman
words for Connor McDavid, and he's had a lot of words of praise.
loses a playoff series for the first time in 10. If I'm not mistaken, he won 8 straight with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Won another one in the first round against Dallas, and he loses this one.
Overtime winner, the goal that sends the Oilers to the conference final. Describe the moment.
Connor McDavid. I mean, how dumb am I picking Evander Kane? I don't care if he leads the playoffs in goals. If you have an opportunity to pick Connor McDavid, you pick Connor McDavid. Watch the Stanley Cup playoffs with Steve Dangle. I'm Steve Dangle. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. Now, I'm sure the question is in the chat. Are we going to do this for the third round? We don't have official word, I don't think, but I had a conversation the other day, and I'm pretty sure we are. We did the first round. We did the second round. At this point, I think we'd be quite silly to not do the third and the fourth, especially when the third and perhaps the fourth could feature the man who just ended this series, Connor McDavid. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 2-0 Flames lead. Oilers erase it and take the lead. Flames quickly tie it. Oilers retake the lead. Flames tie it again. Nope, that's not how it went. Flames took the lead 4-3. Oilers tied it. With under 6 minutes to go, it looked like Blake Coleman had given the Calgary Flames the lead with a goal that was called back. Memories of Martin Gélina. Memories of the parallax angle in Game 6 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's a tough, tough call if you're a fan of the Calgary Flames. But it's the call that they made. No goal. So we head to overtime. And the best player on planet Earth ends it. Listen, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. What a game. What a series. But for now, that is it for this stream. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like the stream. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends that the Edmonton Oilers have won the 2022 Battle of Alberta thanks to Connor McDavid. And now they're off to the Final Four.